Welcome to Meat and Cigars.
Woohoo!
This episode is the Halloween episode. I don't know if you noticed, but we are dressed up as... what are you dressed up as?
I am dressed up as a gypsy.
A gypsy.
Yes, I
and
am.
we got Herman. What are you dressed up?
Aquaman. I'm supposed to have a beard, but it's we're in Miami. It's
hot
too
as balls. Hot as balls.
So no beard.
And
beard.
I am Thor, God of Lightning. So I think we might make this like when you're talking,
like un caso cerrado.
Caso cerrado.
Yeah, just don't hit this.
Don't
and
worry
have it
about it.
splash
Don't
over.
worry about
right.
it. So anyway, this is hot as balls. I'm gonna take this off.
Okay.
But anyway, it's nice. Comment on the hat, please, if you like the wings or not.
I think it looks great.
I think it looks great.
I think it looks really
it's just
good.
Hot as a mother.
I have a feeling that you might use that a little later tonight.
Anyway, so let's move on. I got. Let's do the introductions. My name is Jorge Olivieri. I am your host of the Meat and Cigars. On my left, I got Misconnected.
That's right.
I'm going to attempt your name one more time.
Go ahead.
I'm going to probably do it wrong.
Please don't mess it up.
It is Maciel.
That's right.
Pietro.
Prieto.
La pinga.
He made it more Italian than what it is, but that's okay.
I'm going to make it Italian.
A little Italian.
It's all right. So Misconnected.
Okay. That's right.
Is replacing Daniel Delgado.
Daniel the Mouth Delgado.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. That's pretty good.
See?
Daniel Delgado.
There you go.
We miss him. We miss you. We love you.
We miss you.
We miss you so much. Not really, but
Not really. That's why it's so quiet.
it is too quiet. It's too quiet. We can actually talk.
Danny would have put in like 50 words by now.
Oh no, he would have been like, oh my god,
We love you, Danny.
We're thinking about you.
Yeah,
That's
you
right.
are. I'm not.
Oh, well,
I'm
I
not
mean,
thinking
come
about
on.
it. And on my right, I got a Senor Herman Dio from what's it called? What is it? Matter of facts. Facts. What is it? Health facts. What's your?
Subconscious Fat is a newsletter.
There you go.
Subconscious facts.
Fat.
Oh, facts.
I know there's some facts of fat in there
Subconscious
somewhere.
fat. Like what you don't know about. Yeah. Subconscious.
All right.
Interesting.
Yes.
Okay.
We're going to talk about subconscious in spooky Halloween.
That's right. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We have tonight lobster because
Yes.
the señorita Misconnected couldn't stop talking about the freaking lobster and made me more hungry. So we can dig in and start eating
Well, actually, may I flip this because I'm allergic to pork,
flip it.
and I don't want the pork so close to me because I didn't want to ruin it.
Flip it,
So,
Leo. Come on. Leo, flip it. Leo, flip it.
Okay,
We have
there
an
you go.
assistant now. We're not paying him any money, but
No.
he will. There you go. Say hi to the camera, Leo.
Thank you very much.
Leo will be in the next
Here
episode
you go.
of
The
how
pork
to
infested-
play golf without knowing how to play golf.
Here you go. You guys have your tongs,
Okay, I'm
thongs,
just
whatever
gonna
it is.
Tongs.
So I'm gonna.
Pork.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna be a fatty
Go,
and grab
go,
some
go, go,
lobster
go,
because
kill it.
I
I'm gonna
dreamt about this last time.
I didn't dream about it, but I
and
definitely
I
did.
dreamt about this.
So
and the
this
sauce.
episode is going to be all about Halloween.
Yes.
The spookiness.
Yes.
Experiences Halloween. I mean,
All right.
I think Halloween is mainly an American holiday, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's really celebrated in other countries. What do you think, Senor Herman?
I think it is. They've
Gracias.
copied it.
Don't know.
And speaking of spookiness,
Oh,
I want to know,
are you going to talk about something spooky?
Maciel,
Yes.
how you found out that you were allergic to tuna and not other fish, but only tuna. How did that happen?
Well, the thing is, I'm allergic to eggs, pork, and tuna.
Oh my God.
And how I found out was unfortunately the rough way. I always used to eat everything. So I would have eggs, I would have ham, I would have bacon, whatever the case may be.
And how old
Tuna's
were
how
you
it's
when
hard.
this happened?
I had just turned 30.
Wow.
I had just turned 30.
So you lived the first 30 years old thinking you can eat all the tuna you want.
Yep, tuna, eggs,
There's gotta be a
pork,
joke in there somewhere.
everything. I had tuna tartare, I had omelets, I had bacon.
And you didn't die.
And I didn't die.
Huh.
And then I went to a buffet. I went to eat like I always do. Started getting a small reaction. I was like, okay, maybe it's allergies, like environmental.
Yeah.
Okay, second time got worse. That's when I was like, okay, I have to go to the doctor because I got really swollen. Throat started closing, coughing, that whole thing. And then I went to the doctor and, yep, I am allergic to eggs, pork, and tuna.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Okay,
Is that common? And you find that that's common?
Not really.
No?
I mean, that's just a weird combination
It's a weird combo,
of
right?
allergies. Like,
I thought that
it's just weird.
seems
Most
weird.
people are allergic to fish in general or seafood. To
Seashell.
be allergic to one specific fish,
Yeah.
I don't think that is very common.
No.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
it took me to be that original and that unique.
Now here's the thing. Okay, so I'm still curious. Okay, so you found out about tuna. Now, did you know before that you were allergic to pork? What was the other one? Pork and eggs?
Eggs, pork, and tuna, yes.
So when did you find out about the eggs and the pork?
At the same time, so since I did go to a buffet, I ate everything. So I had an omelet, I had bacon, I had tuna tartare. So I had everything in my system. And as I said, I had an allergic reaction the first time. Then the second time, the same thing. And I was like, okay, there's something
But you
up.
weren't sure what was causing it.
I didn't know what was causing it at all. At first, I thought it was environmental allergies because I was sneezing, so I was puffy, But then when I got the tickle in my throat and I got very swollen, I said, excuse him, he's hungry.
No, it's okay.
And,
I told him to do it.
and yeah, I just started getting worse. So then I said, okay, I have to go to the doctor. I went to 3 different allergy specialists to do the tests. All 3 were the same: eggs, pork,
Wow.
and tuna. Like the hives were like half my arm.
Wow.
It was terrible. So they said, yes, you cannot have it.
They do say, though, that allergy tests do have, I've heard, have some of the highest error rates in, in lab testing.
Let's prove it. Let's try it out.
Well, no, I don't want to try it out. Only because when I've gone to places and, for example, there's like cross-contamination and I tell them to be careful, I still get like swollen. So my eye gets itchy, my throat starts getting itchy, and I'm like, okay, you guys obviously cross-contaminated with something
Right.
that I'm allergic to, and I still get reactions. Well, my last reaction was thankfully about 7 years ago.
What do you take, Benadryl?
At that point, I had to go straight to the hospital because it was
Whoa.
terrible.
Really?
Yes.
Not bad.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's why I've learned it the hard way.
Yeah.
It hasn't gotten any better, and I don't really want to experiment, because I don't want to be in the hospital
Okay.
at all. So yeah, so I'll just stay away from it and be careful.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah. But
I've never been allergic to anything in my life.
Nothing?
So it's just, to me, it's such a wild thing when I hear people being allergic to different foods. It's almost like, right, it's kind of hard to believe, actually. Like I can't think of myself not being able to eat egg, for example. I love eggs. I eat probably, I don't know, 6 eggs a day, more or less.
And a lot of times people become allergic to something they love. And then they eat way too much of it. And what ends up happening is that's why they became allergic in the first place. They ate too much of it.
that could have been my issue because I had eggs up the yin yang.
I did
before
too.
that,
I did
so.
too when I was younger. I used to swim, do sports, and eggs were a big.
Eggs was
big
the
part of-
protein. It's what you would have.
Absolutely,
So
absolutely.
I don't know.
Okay.
But it is what it is. So
Do you have any more questions about her allergy?
Yes, I do.
it's spooky.
Good Lord.
So
This is a
is
spooky
there
show.
a difference between the yellow and the white of the eggs? Can you tolerate one more than the other?
Not at all. Completely any type of egg will mess me up either way.
Really?
Yep.
Like ostrich egg?
I've never tried a different animal, but like I said, I'm so scared because of the times I've been in the hospital. I don't want to experiment.
Have you tried escargot? Fish
No.
eggs?
That is a fish egg.
Oh.
But aren't fish eggs caviar?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, escargot is a snail.
Oh, that's right.
I was like, wait, hold on a second.
Yeah. My
me
bad.
too.
My bad.
And so I was like, wait a minute.
It's French. I mean, actually, no, caviar is Russian, but again, we just
Is it?
completely missed. Well, it's not that it's Russian, but the best caviar in the world comes from Russia. Because they have the sternfish in the cold water. And they're the ones that developed an image for having the best caviar.
Interesting.
Yeah, if you usually go to like a refined Russian place, it's usually Russian caviar.
Interesting.
That's the most, and it can get like insanely ridiculous expensive. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, you could pay like $5,000 for a little thing of caviar. It's insane.
Wow.
That's spooky. That's scary.
There's a
I'm
lot
scared.
of rich Russians in Sunny Isles.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
they call it the Little Russia.
Little Moscow.
Little Moscow. Yeah, we had the Russian here. Remember,
Oh, that's right.
Mariana?
Mariana, that's right.
She,
The New Yorker.
she doesn't like it there. She doesn't
Doesn't
like.
like Sunny Isles?
She doesn't like her own people. Well, she's Ukrainian. I never know what she is.
Well,
We just know the kind of man that she's looking for.
Yeah.
That's right. That we know. So,
What was it? 666.
six figures.
666.
666.
The number of the beast.
So, yeah. So my allergies are spooky, but I've been able to deal with it. So thankfully, I'm okay.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
You know, you deal with it, like everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
That would fall under spooky, for sure.
yeah, no, it has to be, the fear when you go eat at a restaurant and you gotta worry. I mean, that can be stressful for sure.
oh, 100%.
Yeah.
And that's why with me, when I'm with a group of people and they say, "Oh yeah, we're gonna hit up this restaurant,"
You're like, oh shit.
I'm worried because I'm like, okay, what's the menu?
No.
So if it's like sushi, I'm screwed because a lot of stuff has eggs, like the sauces, or it's a lot of tuna, and I have to have like a freaking California roll, and it sucks. Like I can't eat like everybody else.
Yeah.
But it
But
is
you
what
can
it is.
eat other things like the eel.
Yes.
Yeah.
What'd you think of the sauce?
Oh my god, it's so good.
It's so good, right?
So good.
I put a shitload of garlic.
Did you?
Yeah, it's for the vampires.
Oh, is it?
I found the Sakya vampire. Yeah.
But garlic keeps the vampire away.
Yeah, that's it.
So they say. But
So what's your favorite classic monster? Maciel, you go first. Are you a werewolf? Are you a vampire? Are you Frankenstein? Are you the Invisible Man?
ooh, that's
Are you
tough.
Jekyll and Hyde? I'm talking about the classics, not the new ones. We'll talk about the new ones later.
If I may be honest, in like a sexy kind of way, I love vampires.
Of course
Very
you do.
sexy. Yeah.
Of course you do. All women like vampires.
In a sexy kind of way,
but you
those
like
fangs.
you like the one from what's it? Eclipse? What's that from?
Oh no.
The modern.
What is it? No,
the
no, no. I
vampire
wasn't about the guy that
shines in the
sparkles.
sun-
No, no,
yeah,
no.
Sparkles in the daytime. What a crack of shit.
I was never Team Edward. I was Team Jacob, the werewolf.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Different.
I didn't see that coming.
Yes. So as far as
Jacob
like
said the same thing.
sexiness, I love vampires. But as far as the fierceness, the culture, where it derives from, werewolves.
Okay, that's kind of interesting. I mean, that's a completely different. One is more,
And they're enemies, actually.
yeah, mortal enemies. One is more of a beast, and the other one's like a prime. I would say like a prime alpha hunter of humans, because the vampire is literally a step higher than the human beings, meaning they're like the ultimate killing machine, if they were real, of course. What about you, Herman? What's your favorite?
I mean,
Are you like a Herman Monster kind of guy?
sex sells, and I kind of
dang.
agree.
So. Vampires again? Really?
Vampires. I mean, a vampire woman. Yeah, it's sexy. There's just
Do you like a
there's
woman to
more
bite your neck and?
sexiness. I usually do more of the biting, but
God damn it!
Alright.
When you said that,
Yes, well,
you like a woman to bite
and
your
that's why I'm on the show.
You like a woman to bite your neck.
Do you like a woman to
I
bite your
usually
neck?
do more of the bite. Usually, I'm the vampire. For,
Oh.
Ooh, you're the biter?
Yeah, I'm usually the biter. Yeah.
Nice. Okay, good for you.
Vampire. I guess vampire is the most popular genre. Like compared to like the Wolfman or the Swamp. The creature of the the black swamp. Is it Black Swamp or the Black Lake? I never remember.
I don't know. But
I think that's the least popular one, unless they came out with that movie from Benicio. Wasn't it? No, Benicio del Toro. What's the other guy's? He did
Vin
that
Diesel?
one. No, it's not Vin Diesel. He did that movie about the woman that falls in love with the fish guy. Something about water.
Oh yeah,
That was kind of weird. Like she falls
that
in
was
love,
a kind of cool movie.
and then they kind of do it like the fish guy does. it with,
nowhere.
Yeah.
No, I have no
It
idea.
was, it was all little
And
fishy.
she explains it in the movie. She goes like this.
It's all very fishy.
It's all
She
very
explains
fishy.
how they have
Yeah.
sex.
Yeah, no, I didn't.
Oh, what? She goes into detail or
Uh-huh.
something?
Yeah, because it looks like he doesn't have a penis. But then she she was
It's like a dolphin.
she
penis.
was deaf.
You know,
in the movie.
dolphins have penises, right? Did you know that? Mm-hmm. Did you know which is the biggest penis of all mammals? Don't say me.
I can't say that.
You could, but it'd be wrong.
I thought maybe like the whale shark
The
or
whale.
something.
The whale has
The
the
whale.
biggest penis.
So which whale?
That's what I thought.
The blue whale?
The blue whale.
Okay, the
In
biggest
fact, the
whale.
blue whale. Here's a little tidbit of information for our viewers. The whale is not only the one with the biggest penis. It is the whale. Blue whale is the actual biggest animal that has ever existed on Earth in all time. It's bigger than the dinosaurs. It's bigger than anything you've ever seen. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Did you know that?
I wasn't sure about that. I knew it's the biggest living animal now.
No, they've ever.
That I wasn't sure about. I know that their arteries are big enough where a human could swim through it. I've heard that.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's a
Oh, wow.
very large.
Some of their arteries and veins are that big.
Are we still talking about the penis, or are we talking about? I don't.
Oh,
the idea
boy.
of swimming through a whale penis is just not very attractive.
It's not attractive
gotta
to
say,
me either.
I
I'm
gotta
sorry.
say.
I'm not. I can't.
Yeah,
I can't agree with
I'm
you
gonna
there.
pass on that one. Okay. So we know the vampires. All right.
Okay. What about you, George?
I don't know, man. I'm partial to the werewolf.
Okay.
I like the whole werewolf. I like the losing control part of it. You know, like
Not
you-
having self-control.
not having morals and ethics, just being very beast-like
Okay.
and just letting go of the day, like of the humanity part of it, like just being So this is the thing. If you know anything about wolves, and I'm kind of like an animal freak. I've always loved animals.
He's the nerd of the group.
I am a little bit of a nerd when it comes to animals, anyways.
Yes.
So the
Because you
wolf-
are an animal.
yes, I have been told that. Yes, I don't know who told you, but I have been told.
I've had some conversations with Roxy.
Oh my God! All right, Jesus Christ! Thank God that wasn't recorded. So the werewolf, for example,
Yes.
not the werewolf, the wolf has a lot of great traits. Like for example, the wolf only mates with one mate, and that's it.
Yes.
That's like a-
Wait.
there we go.
No, I don't think that's correct. They can mate. I believe they mate with more than one.
They do not.
I've heard that about wolves, but then I just read a book about the wolves in Yellowstone.
Had to be
And-
Yellowstone.
Yeah, well, the new one's released, and yeah, sometimes they only mate with one. Well, that's something I think for people to Google because
Yeah.
I remember reading
So
in it.
anyway,
and
this
this
is
one wolf had two girlfriends at the
well.
same
It
time.
could be. It could be. Yeah. Listen, they're progressive. They're getting to the times nowadays. There's nothing wrong with having two girls. And then, for example, another thing is that their elders.
Yeah.
They take care of the elders.
Yes, they do.
They do not kill them.
And they always have an alpha in the pack.
Well, they do alpha and a
Right.
beta, but like if you had your mom and your dad were wolf, they'll leave them in the den if they can't hunt anymore,
Right.
and they'll bring food and take care of them, along with the pups and so forth. So they have a lot of good traits, even
do.
though they will, mess up some of the animals, and they hunt in packs and they're very intelligent. So they have a lot of
Yeah.
interesting
One of the
traits.
good things they do too is that if a male encounters another single female, but that she has cubs, my understanding is that they will not kill the other cubs. The lion will. The lion will kill the
Right,
cubs
it's a different
to,
animal.
Yeah.
to get the female to go into what's the word, estrus, so she wants to mate
Have
again.
more. Yeah.
But the wolf doesn't do that. The wolf will actually then become like a stepfather and actually help raise the other. And that is a good trait that a lot of other animals don't have.
Now that's the actual animal. Obviously, the lure of the wolf. It really has to do more about the beast inside of the human. You know how we are. You know, we are related to animals, and we do act like animals every now and then. And the release of the animal, and the release of, and there's also like a purity of it, like the purity of losing control, and just being yourself, and being and going after what you want, and being very primal. You know, so all that has.
Is that why you relate to the wolf? Like that's why it's your favorite?
Absolutely.
And you think wolves compared to who's more likely to have orgies? Wolves or vampires?
Vampires.
Yeah, but I'm not into
Well,
orgies,
wolves
so.
are all about the pack. Aren't wolves all about the pack?
Yeah, but that's more of a,
It's different,
of
though.
respect. It has nothing to do with orgies. They don't they don't swing like that.
You have the V1? No?
It's inside. Leo can get it. It's right there on the counter. The bee cutter.
El V cutter.
It's right. Yeah, all the way in the corner over there. You'll see it. It's a cutter.
Totally.
So I mean, it's interesting because Warner Brother tried to bring back the classic. They did The Mummy with Tom Cruise, and they tried to bring back
That was a disaster, right?
That was a disaster.
Yeah,
that was
because we saw that the other Mummy was very
terrible.
popular.
Well, the Mummy with Fraser was amazing. I mean, I had to do a lot with this.
That was well done. The one with Brendan Fraser.
Yes, it was.
That was well done.
It was. I think when you do horror, like I'm a horror movie buff. I've seen from the classic best movies, horror movies there are, to the shitty, $20 movies that they do in the backyard. Like I watch them all. Let's see. Oh,
Thank
he got
you.
it, Leo.
Thank you.
10 points for Leo. So I mean, when it comes to horror movies and stuff like that, I mean, there's so many genders and stuff like that. There's so many different options.
That was actually going to be my question. Like, what's your favorite scary movie?
Oh my god, I have so many. I think.
All right, top three.
Because, and this is because I was young and I watched it at a very young age, and I was still kind of a believer, and there was a lot of factors. You probably don't remember this, and maybe there'll be some viewers that will remember it. There used to be something called On TV, and On TV was HBO was part of their programming, but On TV basically had a box with one button that you would turn it on, and that was On TV.
Okay.
So if you wanted to watch movies, you would turn the button, you would connect that to your television, and you would see programming like HBO,
Okay.
and you would see movies.
Okay.
So this was probably in the 80s. I was, first arrived in Miami.
Okay.
We lived in Arboleda. Right there, it was beautiful. That area, Fontainebleau, was gorgeous at the time when they had first built the houses. There was nothing on the other side of the turnpike. And, On TV, and we had a little community, and we dressed up. I dressed up like a werewolf, and we went out, and we did that whole genre of Halloween, of trick-or-treating, that's all disappeared. We can talk about that later.
Yeah.
So I'm there at the house, and my parents are downstairs with friends. My friends are downstairs with their candy. I go upstairs and I turn on TV. And what's on? Because
Porno.
No, I wish. I was kind of hoping it was that.
They did have adult
They
films.
had adult film, but it was after 1 o'clock or 12 o'clock. And then they had the one. You remember that if you didn't pay, you would see the lines.
Yeah, I
Oh my
remember
God,
that
and you
very
had to-
well. I remember that very well.
I saw a titty.
I saw a titty. Oh my
Look at
God, it's
that.
white.
Oh my god.
The lines may adjust.
That was the best. Somebody should do art based on that, because it was fucking phenomenal. Anyway,
on
That would
bootlegging
sell.
porn.
I'd buy that.
I'd buy that. Yeah. Anyway, so I turn it on, and The Exorcist starts. It's literally the initial start of The Exorcist. And at the time, I was a believer. I was, I was full on. I believed in everything
You
they
were
told
Catholic
me.
too.
I was Catholic.
If you're Catholic, The Exorcist is
I
even
was a
more.
Roman Catholic, so even worse. And man, I remember I could not stop watching. I was like, when you like a deer in the headlights, and I knew I shouldn't be watching it. I was probably like 9, maybe 8.
Wow.
Maybe a little bit younger.
Yeah.
And I just kept watching it. It just kept getting worse and worse. And then she grabs that crucifix and starts jamming it in her vagina. And I'm like, OMG. And then the bed starts jumping up and down. And I remember that night I went to bed and I'm just laying there in bed. And I was like, God, please don't let the bed move. Don't do anything.
Oh, I thought you were thinking about the crucifix and the vagina.
No, I wouldn't.
Okay.
No, I was too young for that. I didn't even, like, I later on understood that was her vagina. She was jamming the crucifix.
Oh, that's right, because you were about 9,
you could never
10
really
years
show
old.
it. Yeah. Really show it. But what freaked me out was the bed moving.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't want my bed to levitate. So that freaked the fuck out of me. And then later on, I think probably like a few years later, I watched The Shining with Jack Nicholson. And that was the red rum and the twins and the blood.
Classic.
And the woman. I remember that one of the biggest reasons, and you'll back me up for that because these are from my same era. We used to watch horror movies because in horror movies they used to show titties, and they used to show like somewhat of a sex scene. Like usually by the time the guy was getting excited, he would get killed or she would get killed.
Right.
But there was that little part, that
the little sexy part before she died.
I get that. Okay.
And we were like, ooh, look at her. Oh, bye, he got killed.
Oh my god.
Nightmare, trauma.
That's awesome. Yeah.
But yeah.
And I'll tell you, The Shining was one of those movies.
The Shining's a classic. Yeah.
The movie was so well made that
Jack
it's
Nicholson
even
Oh,
better.
yeah.
It's even better than the book. I mean, that's one of those cases. Everyone. The book is better.
No.
Not in The Shining.
No,
Not in The
no,
Shining.
no.
The Shining, the movie was actually better than the book. Yeah.
The slow.
I was disappointed after I read the book. After seeing the movie and reading the book later, I was disappointed.
The slow madness that he goes through.
Yeah.
And how they. If you I rewatched it the other day with Roxana because she had never seen it. Of course.
Okay.
So we watched the movie and if you watch it now, I've already watched it like 20 times. But it's like everything is there. They're telling you everything. You just don't. It's just you don't pay attention. You don't. It's like you can see everything happening. They're explaining his powers. They're explaining everything.
Right.
They're explaining that he's been there before. That he's part of it. That it's it's hunted. That bad shit's coming, and you just like, oh, is it coming? Like, what's going on? You're like,
No, I agree. The Shining's a classic.
It's a classic,
for sure.
classic.
What about you? What's your?
For me too, it's The Exorcist. I mean, I remember being very young, and this was before,
You're only a year older
during,
than
maybe
me.
before The Exorcist. But one of the funnest things I loved about horror movies was watching Abbott and Costello. With Dracula, Frankenstein, and they would joke around, and it was comedy and horror at the same time.
Yeah, the classic.
Those were a lot of fun. I loved those movies.
Yeah.
Abbott and Costello, Dracula, Frankenstein.
Got it.
But me too, boy. My experience with The Exorcist was intense because
that was
I think I was a little bit older. I was 11,
You were 1 year older than me.
and a friend had the video VHS. And I would see it, and then the first time I saw the whole thing, I went back home, and my mom had a very bad sore throat, and she freaking sounded she sounded like that. It was, oh man, it was bad.
He's like, The Exorcist is in my house. Oh my god, that's it.
Yeah, like it was really, really scary, and I was just scared, because I grew up Catholic, so all these saints and religious Catholic stuff and the
I get that.
rosary.
Believe it or not, believe it or
intense.
not, that movie made me want to find out. Ultimately, motivated me to learn more about God and religion and
exorcisms and
everything, because
and possession.
Let's face it, if exorcisms were real and you can actually go through an exorcism, that's pretty much you don't need more evidence than that. If an exorcism is real,
yes,
a guy's levitating and there's supernatural powers and you can film it and you can prove it, that's it. What else do you need?
For sure.
Really, right?
Yeah.
So and then later on I find out it's all bullshit, but anyway. What about you? What's your favorite?
My favorite, I will tell you guys, I am with you with The Exorcist. The Exorcist is my number one.
But you're so young.
I love The freaking Exorcist.
When
Such
did you
a
see The
great
Exorcist?
freaking
What
movie.
age?
I saw it when I was about 12, 13.
Really?
Yeah. I've always been the same thing, like a
Really?
horror.
And remember,
like, buff.
back then
Like a what?
movies
I'm a horror
lasted
buff.
longer.
Okay.
If a movie was a
Think I'm sorry.
classic,
I'm a horror.
it would be around longer.
I'm a whore for horror. But I love horror movies. I love scary movies. I love haunted houses and the history and everything behind it. So The Exorcist, I loved.
Yeah.
The way it was made,
Yeah.
the way it was written, the way the actors, the way it was just completely executed was just a phenomenal film.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then from there, I gotta say my number 2, and it's not because the storyline it's scary, it's because of the character, is It.
Okay.
Because I don't like clowns.
Oh wow. Okay.
So
who does?
All right.
Yeah.
So I
Who
don't like
does?
clowns, and when I saw it, I was like, okay, it's just
Have you
creepy
seen
because it's a
Terror?
freaking.
Have you seen Terror?
I have not seen Terror.
Oof, it's horrible.
Is it?
I mean, it's not scary in any way, shape, or form. It's just disgusting.
Oh,
It's
no.
just the
See,
way-
I don't like the gory horror.
It's just so much. It's like Jason and Freddy
Yeah.
amped to 1,000%.
But see, Jason and Freddy were still horror and a little gory, but it wasn't like.
But it was gory.
But it wasn't like
it was
nasty
gory,
gore.
But not that bad.
Yeah, it wasn't
but this
that
is
bad.
the Terrifier is just.
See, I don't like movies that just exaggerate.
I mean,
and
he
like, eh.
literally saws
Mm-hmm.
a woman from the vagina all the way, like in half,
Oh,
while smiling and looking at another girl like, you like it? You like what I'm doing?
oh my gosh! It's
It
called
is
Terror.
Terror. Yeah, it's a
I gotta
black
watch it.
and white clown dressed in black and white.
Oh, is that the one that I see the memes on all the
Yeah,
time?
with the nose.
Yeah, with the big nose.
It's just, he's like a
No
demon.
wonder that's where he comes from.
He's like a
Okay.
demon. You know, nobody really knows who he is. And
Terror. I gotta
it's
watch
just-
that. Okay,
I
we gotta
think
make a
it's
note of
I
it. I
think
gotta
it's
watch it.
Terror.
And then
It was just so bad. It was so bad.
It would be the next movie. And then growing up, there was a TV show. I'm probably gonna give out my age
Oh,
here.
boy. Here we go.
But there was a TV show on Nickelodeon called "Are You Afraid of the Dark?"
Really?
So
Yeah.
what that was about was a bunch of teenage kids telling ghost stories around a fire. So everyone every week had to give like a nice like scary story. And the stories were so legit, like so well written that I was like, "Oh my god. Oh wow." Like that scared me more than some of the crappy movies at the time.
Interesting. Do you
Yeah.
have a scary, like, did you ever experience something scary, like you couldn't explain, or?
There's a lot of things that I've experienced that I can't explain.
I'm not talking about relationships.
Got
I'm
it.
talking about.
Okay. Okay, that's for another episode. Sorry, not the men in my life.
Hunting.
Actually, hauntings.
Like, I mean, ghosts or doors closing or something like you couldn't explain. Did you ever have anything like that?
Yes.
Oh,
I
okay.
actually also have my third movie, before I go into that question, is the whole Annabelle series that they
Okay.
did now.
Okay.
With
Yeah.
like
Annabelle?
With Annabelle and the
Yeah, The Conjuring.
oh
whole-
my
oh,
god,
yeah, The
yes,
Conjuring,
so good.
I saw one of those
Yeah.
and it was very scary.
The Conjuring,
Yeah.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
The way it was done, same
I
thing.
don't
The
think it's
actors and
scary.
everything.
I just find it interesting.
intriguing.
because it's based on real. It's based
Right, it's based on real facts.
on real facts.
Yes, on true events. So I
True
love
events.
I
I
love
don't know
it.
about
Yes.
real facts, but definitely true events.
But the whole Annabelle thing I loved because I never really liked dolls.
Hmm.
I don't like them either. Clowns, the kind of thing. And
I don't like the other dolls, the porcelain dolls.
those are creepy too.
Those are creepy. As
Those
well.
are
I don't
creepy
know
as
who the
hell.
hell invented that.
I don't know, but
and
they're creepy.
Thought it was a good idea to give a little girl one of those
And then,
motherfuckers.
I don't know about that.
Like, I feel like
it's
they're
just
gonna
creepy.
they're like this and they're
They're
gonna
just
go.
like, hey,
you know,
hi.
the moment the neck goes like this, I'm like, okay, I'm out.
Right, exactly.
Peace.
Yeah,
You know?
later. So, with something very similar in my house growing up, what happened to me was I had a doll, not a porcelain doll. It was just like a regular, like a Barbie or something, you know. And I had put it in one place. And when I was young, I would talk to
Invisible Man.
invisible people,
friends.
like friends, invisible friends. I was that person. And I'm talking, okay, great. You know, I had a big
I would've never guessed
imagination.
that.
That explains a lot.
Right? It explains a lot.
Never guessed that.
Of course. So I'm talking this and that. I had the Barbie, like the doll here, because she was like, you know, part of my imagination.
Okay.
And when I turn over, I'm talking to other people. And when I turn back, she's on the opposite side.
Oh shit!
Of like where I
It
had
moved.
her. It moved.
Now, did it move or did you forget that you moved?
No. It moved.
Did you
It
see
totally
it move,
moved.
or did you like?
I didn't touch her. Like I was here with like my other prospects and dolls, and okay, great, and now we're gonna go back to so and so, and like it was like scooch. I'm like, oh, okay, you rather sit there? We are going to keep you there. You know.
But you were all
And
calm about it. You weren't
I was
scared.
very calm about it. No,
Yeah.
I love spirituality and ghost stories and all anything about that. I love it.
So you
It
didn't
doesn't
freak
scare me at
out,
all.
you
Oh
didn't-
no.
no.
I was fine with it. I was like, okay, all right, girl, that's where you want to sit. That's fine with me.
Interesting.
Yeah, it didn't scare me at all.
What about you, Herman? Any ghost stories? Any
For me, the
UFOs?
scariest was when I went to, when I graduated high school, I spent 1 year at the University of New Haven in Connecticut, which is scary enough because
Yeah,
it's like,
Connecticut is scary. No, he's right.
it is. And New Haven, it's like an old city,
Yeah.
you know, Yale is
well,
there.
You
and
got Sleepy Hollows there.
yeah, it's all scary. It's
Yeah.
all like, and it's cloudy every day.
I gotta go there.
The little mountains and shit.
See, like I want to go to Salem,
Like
for
which
example.
which Blair Witch Project is in that area more or
a
less?
terrible movie.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah.
Well,
No, that I saw that kind of scared me
yeah.
too. But
it
anyway,
didn't scare me, but it was good. Yeah.
Pussies.
so one day a bunch of people were playing Ouija board, and me and this other guy, we'd make fun of them
Yeah.
because some of them would get so freaking scared, like, I'm never playing again. Oh my god, I'm never playing
Yeah.
again. Oh, I'm not playing. You're crazy. You're freaking crazy. You're
Yeah.
crazy for playing that. And they would freak out.
Yeah.
And me and my friend would like kind of like make fun of them, but yet we never played either. And then one day, this literal Ghostbusters came and gave like a seminar at the University of New Haven. Like no
Okay.
joke, they were like real Ghostbusters.
Who you gonna call?
And they started saying things like,
Don't
you
do
know,
it. Don't
like-
do it.
ghosts are for real, demons are for real.
Yep.
And it usually starts when you play Ouija board. And they showed like these videos, and then that night, me and the other friend, he lived in another room, and we all went to sleep.
Yeah.
And I could not sleep. I was just scared. And like at 3:30 in the morning, I peeked my head out, and he at the same exact time peeks his head out. You can't sleep. I can't either. And we just went out like into the middle of the living room, and we just started talking. We just stayed up all
Yeah.
night because we were both scared like crazy.
That's
And-
crazy.
Such
And the timing
vaginas, I
was just
swear.
absolutely perfect.
That's insane.
you know,
So let me ask you, at what point did you guys start kissing?
Oh my gosh.
that's private.
That's where the real
That's
horror
private.
came in. That's where the real horror story came in. No, but the thing is, see, like, I love that. Like, I want to go to. I'm dying to go to Salem during Halloween. That's on my to-do list.
Nice.
To see, like, because I've heard the whole town like decorates and they go
Really?
all out. They have the Salem, like witch trials, like people acting it out and stuff like that. I am amazed by that. Like, I want to see that.
It's not exactly a nice thing, but okay. Yeah.
I do. I want to see that. I told you,
Yeah.
if there's a haunted house, I want to go and experience to see if I see something.
Yeah.
I'm that person. I'm like the ghost hunter or whatever. But I want to experience the phenomenon. I think it's great.
Doesn't the Biltmore Hotel still have
Yeah.
That's what they
ghosts?
said.
Yeah.
I did it, and I didn't feel anything.
I mean, that used to be a hospital.
It used to be a psychiatric ward. Yes.
So
I mean,
you
that's
know,
kinda scary.
you probably, I don't know.
There
if
is energy there,
Yeah.
but not on the 13th floor, as they say.
No.
The whole entire Biltmore
So,
has a lot of energy.
I'll give you. So I went to the Biltmore. I played pétanque, which is a game, French game.
You played what?
Pétanque.
Pétanque?
Yeah, it's a French game. That's a horror on and by itself. We'll talk about that later.
Okay.
So I got hired by the Biltmore to
Okay.
promote and play the game.
Okay. May I have a cutter? Sorry, not to interrupt you.
Absolutely, no. And this game is in the, if you know the Biltmore, it's
Yes.
behind the bar at the pool area,
Got it. Okay.
right? So we used to go there and, play, till like 10 o'clock at night, 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Late. We were usually on a Thursday night. Sometimes there were a lot of people, sometimes there wasn't.
Okay.
And there was three things. Number one, I asked all the employees all the time. I became very good friends. But imagine, I went there for 15 years, 10 years, 15 years, something like that. And I would ask them, have you heard of it?
Yeah.
They're like, they've told us we can't talk about it. Like there's no, we can't say anything that we see, experience, or like we can't talk about
Yeah.
it. And I go, oh, come on, man, that's all part of the the allure of bringing
Right,
people
the
in.
show.
And He's like, no. He goes, no. And, you know, the bar and the guys that work there, they told me, like, stories like they would put a glass on the bar and they would literally see it moving. Now, of course, you could say, you know, condensation, you know, it's hot, it's Miami, under the glass, and it could slip, maybe. The television would go off and on all the time, change channels all the time by itself.
Yeah.
But again, that could be a glitch, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing was that a lot of people had mentioned seeing a little girl with a red bow tie, like a red bow tie with a balloon. That was the big thing. But I mean, that sounds like
that's definitely one of the stories I heard too growing up.
Yeah.
May I have the lighter?
so. That sounds very made up to me. But anyway,
I mean-
and that was I've been there millions of times. I've never seen shit.
I mean, the story of the Biltmore is that it was a psychiatric ward. A lot of stuff went on prior for it being like the hotel that we know
And
today.
wasn't it there like since the Civil War?
Yes.
No, and I think
it was after, wasn't it?
No,
Was it?
I think Al Capone also like killed a bunch of people up in the Al Capone suite or something like that.
That's in West Palm Beach, I think.
Yeah. I don't know.
He had they had like an escape room, like the penthouse. You can like get out of it through like the back door. Or
Wasn't that
something.
in Philly? That was
Well,
here.
I'm sure you had that too over there.
Yeah, in Philly,
speakeasies
I know
and
he
all that
had
stuff.
it. Yeah.
But yeah, the Biltmore is definitely one of those places that you have, you know, you go there, you know, and there's a little bit of history. But, you know, I think all in all, I think there's a lot of suggestive, like, you know, there's a suggestion before you go somewhere. So therefore, like, you don't go to like a nightclub and expect to be haunted. You know what I mean? Because there's no suggestion of a hunting. Like you go to an old house or a creepy place or an old cemetery, automatically you start looking for ghosts and things and shadows. So I think there's a lot of suggestion that
I mean, that's why I purposely went to like the 13th floor or whatnot. And I mean, it was just an abandoned floor.
That's all
But
it
if
is.
you're a
That's it.
Taylor Swift fan, then that's it's the best floor.
That's the best
That's
floor?
the best floor? Well, no,
Is it
I went
13?
before there was even a
I
Taylor
didn't know
Swift.
that. I didn't
but
know that.
yeah, like I
Is that a thing?
didn't.
Is that really a thing?
Yes, you don't know about Taylor Swift and the number
I
13?
do not follow Taylor.
Yeah, I don't
Oh
know.
my God, get with it, man.
She might be Illuminati. Who knows? Especially now with what's his name, Big Diddy and all that shit.
No, for real. But I mean,
So I got one that I think you will enjoy.
Okay.
So I used to work with Budweiser many moons ago, and
Anybody
I
want to split this?
No, no, it's all-
go
it's all
for it.
for you.
I'm good. I had to.
and so I met this guy that worked in the company, and he was very nice. And at that time, Anne Rice was very big with the Interview with the Vampire. And I was reading it, and I loved
Great
it.
film, by the way.
Great film. Great. The books are amazing.
Yeah, see, that wasn't scary, but it was just a good movie.
Well,
was a great
so,
movie.
So the thing with Anne Rice that made it really creepy
Yeah.
was the fact of the amount of detail of different eras that people were like, how does she know that? She had very detailed information about eras and things that would be doing that we didn't know about. That later on became known and they be checked out.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like if tomorrow I write a book about pharaohs and I write, you know, they used to do this and this and this, but that had never really come out, and then all of a sudden now you see that it's come out. Like, how the hell did you know that? Now you could say, you know, deductive reasoning or
Right.
you know, research or whatever. But anyway, so this guy ends up being the cousin of Anne Rice,
Oh.
and he tells me every year for Halloween, Anne Rice does a big. She lives in Louisiana.
Okay.
And she has this mansion over there.
Okay.
And she does a big party. Everybody dresses up as vampires from the era
Oh.
of Lestat, which is the main character.
Right.
So you dress up like, you know, very, you know, fancy with, you know, flowy thing, but a
Wow.
vampire. And everybody looks like a vampire.
Ooh.
And
I gotta
so
go to
he's
that
like,
party.
so he says, do you want to go? And I'm like,
Hell yeah.
is that even a question? Are you kidding me, dude? Like I have to rob a bank and get the money to go. I was living in South America at the time. So I went.
Yeah.
And it was unreal. It was just, people were in character. It was
Wow.
like being in a den of real vampires.
Oh wow.
There was all kinds of weird shit going on.
That's sexy.
The drinks were all blood. There, like
bloody
nice.
drinks.
yeah, there was bloody mirrors and bloody this and bloody that. There was
Wow.
no like nothing that was not red.
Wow.
You couldn't get anything that was like even the beer was red. Everything was red.
Nice. That's so well done.
People, the teeth, or like people had teeth that would actually
Like the
pop
fake
out.
fangs? Yeah.
No, they were like they would go like this and they
Yeah.
would pop out.
Yeah.
Like, how the fuck do you do that? And then
Yeah.
I'm thinking to myself, oh fuck, am I really in a vampire shit? Like,
Oh my God, that's
am I gonna get
awesome.
fucked up here?
I want to go.
It was.
Is she still alive?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
I was probably in my 30s when
Yeah.
this happened, and I hooked up obviously with a vampire.
Oh, wow.
We did a little. We did the whole role
Did
play.
she suck your blood or you
She
sucked hers?
Sucked something.
Oh, okay. Something was sucked.
Let's just say I felt very weak the next day.
Somebody
Like I was
got
missing
drained.
some red blood cells.
Oh, it's a good time.
I mean, I dressed up. I remember I had a black suit, a black
Mm-hmm.
shirt, black pants. My hair was sleeked back,
Very sexy. Okay.
and I had like the fake, the plastic
Yeah.
teeth. It was the worst, And I wasn't pale, but
Yeah.
I was young, so I didn't have the beer or anything like that. So I kind of
Yeah.
look cool. I look like I
Yeah.
just
You
like
do
a-
have like a vampire.
I mean,
look.
I used to be so
vampire-ish.
obsessed with the whole vampire thing that when I would date a guy, I would look at his fangs, like his smile. If he had really nice fangs, I'm like, oh,
I don't have fangs.
oh my gosh, wow. You know what I mean? Like he would smile and you could just see the fangs. I'm like, oh yeah, okay.
There is definitely
This is
like
gonna work.
I think the vampire it's very sexual.
It's very,
it's a very
sensual.
sexual
It's
animal.
romantic. It's
Yeah.
very
I don't know about romantic.
seducing.
I don't know about romantic.
It's very seductive.
Yeah, seductive.
Yeah.
Yes,
Without a
romantic.
doubt, and that's
know.
why they're the most popular monster.
Yes, I mean they were just seductive. They were gentlemen too. I mean the way they're portrayed in the movies and books and stuff like that, like
Yeah.
very gentleman-like,
Yeah.
which made them just even more seductive for
I
like
mean,
a maiden to
but
be
it
like,
all
oh,
All
depends.
nice until.
See, I don't mind
like, that.
I like
Please be my
the
guest.
blade. I like the more beast-like hunting vampire. Like I like that, like that.
like that head-on masculine
like,
type.
no,
of, or
like I like it when they're like out of control, fucking just sucking.
like just straight up hunter.
Yeah,
Like I'm gonna devour
I
half
don't like
of the
when they're
freaking
like
town.
What
look
I
human
thought
and
was
stuff.
great
Okay.
was True Blood.
True Blood
I
was
think
great.
that was
Oh.
well
That was good.
made.
Phenomenal
well
show.
made and
With the vampires and
That was a
werewolves,
good
everything
show.
was such a great
I
show.
thought it
That
was,
was a good
up
show.
until like the fourth or fifth
No,
season.
that was
Agreed.
good. That was a good show.
The first few seasons were spectacular.
Spectacular,
Were awesome.
yeah.
Spot
But
on.
like everything else
Spot
that
on.
does well,
Yeah.
I remember
they
that.
kept going for like 8 seasons.
And I
by the
didn't
time
think it was
you-
great. No.
By the time
No,
you got
I
into
agree.
the fairies,
I like the.
The fairies was una comedura de mierda.
right?
It was-
I didn't
it
like the
was-
fairies.
I
The
love
fairies
the
was
fairies.
too much.
I
The
love the
fairies was
fairies.
too much.
No, I like that.
I liked everything up until the fairies.
Yeah?
Like the first 4 seasons were awesome, and then it got a little bit too much.
Yeah, it was a little
Like
too
a lot of
like
series.
I don't
figment.
know.
Let's be
Yeah.
real.
I mean, you can't really keep it going. How long are you going to keep it going?
They should have stopped it.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what else was like that?
They're making money.
Dexter.
I only saw Dexter till
Oh, okay.
was
Here
it
we
the
go.
second season?
Serial killers. Here we
Well,
go.
I loved
Who's
it.
your favorite serial killer? Everybody has a favorite serial
My
killer.
favorite serial killer.
It could be fiction or it could be real. I know my favorite serial killer by far. The best
Shoot,
one.
I gotta think about that.
The
I don't
best
know.
one.
What is it? What is it for you, Bundy?
Ted Bundy.
Yeah, that's what I was
Ted
thinking.
Bundy's
Bundy.
the best.
Bundy was a psychological brain.
And not only was he intelligent, he was,
Yeah.
fairly good looking. And on top of that, the guy was a fucking, he escaped jail, went into a frat house of women, and started fucking slaughtering them. I mean, it's like, really?
It was a
Like,
brain,
you can't
yeah.
control yourself?
Yeah.
Like, it's like, he's
Yeah.
like, fuck it, if I'm gonna go to jail, I'm gonna have a good time.
Yeah.
And he went in there and just fucking decimated
Well,
them.
Dahmer was similar too. I mean, Dahmer.
Yeah, but Dahmer was more passive.
Yeah.
I think Ted was more
I didn't. Okay,
sympathetic.
I didn't
Yeah.
know that about Ted Bundy. He
Yeah.
went into a frat house.
He
escaped
So
prison.
he was a lawyer. He was not a lawyer. He acted like he was a lawyer. He was being detained for murder.
Yes.
He was incarcerated, and during the trial, he literally escaped during the trial. He said, "I want to go to the bathroom," and just fucking took off. Because at that
Really?
time, yeah, and he took
I
off.
didn't know
He
this.
was here in Florida. I don't remember if he was in Miami or somewhere else.
In Gainesville.
Gainesville.
Oh.
And he went into a flirt house at night and killed like 6, 7 women. raped them and killed them.
Yep.
And
That I did not know.
you know, and he was just very methodical,
He was very methodical.
He was just no empathy, no.
He was a pure narcissist.
He was a
he
psychopath.
was such a
100%.
psychopath, narcissistic,
Now
smart guy.
So I feel like there is a function for psychopaths. There's a reason why there is a psychopath.
Okay.
Like I think psychopaths are necessary for certain things, like war, for example. There's a need. Like,
Yeah,
if
but
you're
the real question is: are they made or are they born?
No, they're born.
Made.
They're definitely born.
You think they're born?
I think they're born.
I
I don't
think they're
think
made.
they're born.
True psychopaths are born. You can make somebody into a psychopath by raping, like the Hernandez whole thing.
Yeah.
You know, you can turn them into a psychopath.
Okay.
By just sheer will.
Yeah, their trauma and how
fuck
they
them
grew up. Yeah.
But I think there's the bad seed. I think there's just people
Like it's implemented.
that they just don't care. They just don't.
I don't
have
think
it.
so. I think it's mainly made. I think it's mainly made.
I
Interesting.
agree. I think psychopaths
No, I
and
think-
everything are made
Yeah.
through their
Well,
the
Ted
way
Bundy,
they're.
Ted Bundy was a perfect example. Ted Bundy was never raped. He was
No.
from a good family. He was educated.
Exactly.
He was attractive. He was somewhat fairly
Yeah, but-
successful.
But he
You
had
still
already
don't-
a
There's no reason
psychological
for him
issue.
to do what he did.
But he had a psychological issue.
Correct, but that's born.
His narcissism turned into being a psychopath.
Correct, but that's born. That's not. There wasn't a critical, like if you get raped as a child, like if you see most rape victims, they were usually raped young, and then they go on to rape other people. So that there's a correlation of a conduct that's been taught, and then you go ahead and repeat that conduct.
Well, he was never raped, but even though he came from a good family, he was mistreated.
I don't know, mistreated. I don't think.
So they say.
I think
he
a lot of us was
mistreated.
I got hit by that chancleta a few times.
Oh, so did I. I
didn't
got
go
hit with
around raping,
chancletas, a
killing
belt,
people.
anything my mother can find. But
Yeah, but that's the thing. We never know how little negligence, ignoring your
Correct.
child at a time when they're
what
very
that
vulnerable.
little speck is going
Right.
to grow to.
Exactly.
Some
You
of us
never
have
know.
more
We're talking about
tolerances than
nurture
others.
versus nature. No.
But
I think
that's
there
a
is definitely
psychopath.
the
Like
bad
that's
seed. I think
and
that-
honestly, talking about like psychopaths and stuff like that, to me like the whole like Halloween thing, like one of the biggest mysteries that I always thought was fascinating, the Black Dahlia. Mm-hmm. You remember that? Mm-hmm. I mean, I researched it. I
Did you
looked
watch the
into
movie?
it. I did.
Yeah. What did you think of the movie?
Like most movies.
It's like the
but,
Zodiac Killer, kind of like the same
oh
thing.
yeah, the Zodiac Killer was crazy. But speaking of the Zodiac Killer, what's this show? Oh, tip of the tongue. Scary movie, nightmares. Damn it, American
movie.
Horror Story, is it?
It's American Horror Story.
Is it American Horror Story?
I don't know.
That they did all these different series on like different like,
Yes,
horror
American
movies.
Horror
Okay, American
Story.
Horror Story.
Yeah.
When they did Hotel,
Oh.
one of the best.
That
I
was a
think.
good
I
one.
think
That's
one of the
the
best
one
seasons
with,
ever.
what's her name? The singer.
Lady Gaga was
Lady
in it.
Gaga,
yes, and they had vampires. They had the Zodiac Killer because that was. I mean,
Yeah.
if you haven't seen it, I don't want to. I mean, screw it. I'm gonna talk about it. It's such a great.
I don't think you have to worry about it. It's been out for like 20 years.
Well, there's some people that have never seen it. They
Well,
may not
fuck
be
them,
into
if they haven't
American
seen
Horror
it by
Story. But dude, Hotel was so well done.
Yeah, Hotel was
that-
definitely good.
Oh my god, the actors, the storytelling. They brought in the Zodiac. They brought out Dahmer. They brought out like all these
Oh,
people
they had
because
a
on
budget.
Halloween night,
Yeah.
the hotel will celebrate the biggest murderers and people that went down in history. Even the chick, what was her name?
Yeah. It's coming.
The butch one.
Fuck. Not Mystery, though.
Shoot.
I got Mystery in my head.
Yeah, the butchy one that also like killed and,
Yeah, yeah,
and did all
Monster.
that.
The one that,
Monster, yeah, from the movie Monster that Charlize Theron did.
Charlize Theron.
Yes.
That was, by the way,
Great movie. Phenomenal movie.
I love her. I love her in
Charlize
that
Theron.
movie.
Yeah.
Not her as a person. Like
Yeah.
In that movie.
Oh, she portrayed it to the
killed
to
it.
the T.
I was terrified of her.
And as the beautiful woman as that she is to
I was
transform
terrified
that
of
way.
her. I was terrified.
Great.
Like I would see her in the street, I would tremble.
Right, like you're freaking
And plus, she's
psychotic
huge.
bitch.
She's like 6 feet tall. She's
Yeah.
humongous.
Yes,
Like,
she is.
That's scary.
But if you haven't watched it, watch American Horror Story. Watch, I think, in my opinion, it would be the psychiatric ward.
Where's the one that the Minotaur rapes her?
Oh, that's the witchy one.
That's
I like
that one.
That one's.
Not that I like Minotaurs raping people, but
no,
I don't
that's.
condone
Oh
that.
no, that was so good.
That was pretty good. Though.
That was. Oh shoot!
I don't know why.
Oh my god, tip of the tongue. The witch's tribe is called a.
I can't remember the name.
Damn it!
I don't know why I can't remember.
Colt. No, Colt. No.
No, it wasn't Colt.
Damn it! Where's my phone? It's
And what about the one that the maid was this old woman, but the husband saw her like super hot?
That was
like, I think it was one of the first ones.
season.
Yeah.
That was the first season.
That was
of the house.
What was okay?
Because it was a house, a psychiatric.
Do you remember
the witches, and then
Okay, so this is to completely on left on this. There was a series that there was a creature made out of teeth. The whole body was full. It was like a tooth fairy.
Oh.
And it was all made of teeth.
Oh my gosh.
And it would like grind its teeth.
Ah.
It was fucking terrifying.
That would.
This was a movie.
This was a series. It was weird as fuck. And there was this house.
Okay.
That was a black house.
Yeah.
That would appear in different places.
Okay.
And you would go into the house and go into like a maze.
Okay.
And you would. It was, and then in the house you would get lost in the house, and then in the house you were in an alternate reality. It was just.
Es que eso solo le pasa a los gringos, bro. A los cubanos y los latinos, that wouldn't happen. That wouldn't happen to us Hispanics.
That's true.
Let's be honest. Us Hispanics, we see a house. There's a maze. No, pa carajo. There's too much trouble.
No, but you don't see the maze. It was just a black house. What the fuck was that called? Go ahead, continue.
Okay, well, check out American Horror Story if you haven't yet. Okay, but the hotel was very well done. The circus one was great too, kind of creepy too.
The circus was creepy.
The circus one was creepy.
The clown?
Oh my god, the clown and the little people and sorry, I don't mean to offend anyone, but little midgets or whatever they were, because it was all about like the circus. You know?
I think I saw parts of that one.
Yeah.
Ring was a really scary movie.
Oh, the Ring was so well
Ring
done.
was
I didn't find it scary, but I thought it was so
hell.
well done.
When that bitch came out of the fucking television.
Yes.
And she's crawling
I remember
all
that.
like.
And she like converts
You know-
into a man.
No,
like,
Yeah.
So, no,
like that's even scared. That she. When that Ring lady comes out, that's like a man.
Are you
That's
watching a
man.
porno? Or what are you
That's
watching?
like.
I think you're watching
That's
something
like
else.
a trans
What?
man.
He was
Or
watching the
trans
O-Ring.
woman
What?
that
Is
comes
that
out.
the
He was
late
watching
night?
The
Yeah,
Ring.
did
The
that
Ring?
shit.
The
is
Ring.
scary.
Did you watch El Beso Negro or was it The Ring?
The Ring was really scary. That movie.
The Ring
You know
was
what
very
scared me
well
on
done
that
too.
movie?
Yeah.
They actually have the video that you have to watch
Yes, that's how you get sucked in. And
in
then,
the DVD.
but that's what creeped me out
So
more.
I'm
It was
like
the
watching
people.
I'm
Right,
watching
whoever watches it ends up dying.
Yeah, yeah.
And they're all like decrepit and
their face all
like that
fucked
was
up, like,
worse. Yeah,
yeah, like-
that was worse than the chick. I was like, oh my!
Yeah.
And then it was like some Japanese weird
Well, it is a
chick.
Japanese movie.
It was a Japanese like urban legend, or something.
No, so The Ring is a remake of a Japanese. If you watch the Japanese Ring, you're not gonna sleep for a month. That shit
Wow.
is freaky.
I gotta
ass.
watch it. I wanna
There's
see
two
if it's
movies that they. So The Ring, they did a pretty good job,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
it's a Japanese movie. And then
Okay.
there's another one called The Eye, with.
The Eye. I never heard of that one.
So The Eye is basically a Jessica Alba loses her
Oh, I
eyes.
did see that.
And they put the eyes of a, and then with the eyes she can see dead people,
yeah.
which is
I
kind of
saw
like
that.
it's
Nah,
kinda
I
like,
thought that was cheesy. I didn't like it.
It's kind of like the Sixth Sense.
It was
kinda,
cheesy.
It was a
No, but the Sixth Sense was phenomenal.
The Japanese ones. Let me tell you, the Japanese are fucked in the head.
No, you put them pasty white, they're scary as fuck.
Let me tell you,
Let's be
Japanese
honest.
horror is fucked in the head.
Yeah.
They don't mess around.
No, they
Japanese don't mess around. They
No,
go
they
hard.
don't.
They go hard.
But you were talking about The Sixth Sense.
Yeah.
Great movie too.
Yeah.
yeah, but that's not really scary.
For some people it was. For me it was just more intriguing. Like it was just
I
so
found.
great.
I mean, it was a great movie, especially the surprise of it. But
right.
I think if you want to go for the most realistic, scariest, suspense, and amazing movie, amazing actor, Silence of the Lamb eats it up.
yeah.
That's the big daddy of all. If you wanna see something, you
But
got Jodie
that's a
Foster.
psychological scare.
Yeah, but it's
Right.
a real
right,
It
and
is
that,
real.
that also in a way makes
It's
it
a psychological,
scarier
yeah.
because it could
that
happen.
shit is real.
That man got into your brain.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. See, like I didn't.
When he smells her and the way he talks, all calm.
Clarice.
The fact that his heartbeat doesn't go up as he's chopping you into little liver.
And Anthony Hopkins doing it was just the perfect actor for it.
Man, he ate that.
Oh, Silence of the Lambs was great. Oh, great psychological movie.
Why-
Those are the kind of scary movies I like the psychological.
Clarice.
If that can
the ones
really
that make
happen.
you think.
Yeah.
But
Well,
not
he's
this
an
bullshit. Like,
amalgamation. So the character is an amalgamation of a bunch of serial killers.
yeah.
And that's what makes it, there's a I think it's on Netflix. It's about the FBI, how they develop the understanding of serial killers, and they develop the serial killer specialist profiling, and they actually talk to a serial killer, and they talk to this guy. I forgot his name. He's a huge guy. He's like 6'6".
Yeah.
He's one of the most intelligent serial. He's got a super high IQ. And the guy was super helpful. He was super friendly.
Yeah.
And he would love talking to the FBI about, killing his mother and chopping her head off and keeping it in her refrigerator and talking to it and just about all the power that he felt when he was killing people.
Yeah.
It's fucking amazing.
That's scary
I think that's
shit.
why I like Dahmer so much, because
Yeah.
even though the one of the lead actors of American Horror Story played Dahmer, which I think he did such a great job, like he portrayed the characters so to the T. The way they just told the story, like Dahmer, was just like I think it was.
See, Dahmer, I saw the series, and I
What did you think of the series? Did you like it?
I mean, it was good. It was hard to watch, but I always go back to the point where the mother took those pills that were just.
Yeah.
And it just makes me think,
Fucked them up
something
mentally?
happened. Yes, while she was
So-
pregnant, something happened there
Yeah.
biologically that just created a monster.
Yeah. So the thing about Dahmer that I found very interesting is that they were explaining how he became excited, like sexually excited,
Yes, he was aroused.
with the inner wetness of the organs.
Yes.
So regular people get excited with the vaginal wetness.
Correct.
But he didn't get excited with that.
No.
He found that when he had
It was like a texture
when he had his hands inside the guts of people with blood and all that.
It was a texture thing.
That texture, that wetness,
Yeah.
would fucking drive him crazy.
Right.
That to me is insane if you think
Yeah.
about it. I mean, think about it. Like, I mean, that's
Would you
like-
want to interview him if you could?
Oh my God, I would. I would in a heartbeat.
Me too.
In a heartbeat.
Me too.
Just because I
That's
find
just,
it.
I don't know. That's just someone that's so messed up. I don't know if I'd want to interview him. I'd look at the interview. I don't know.
I would interview him.
I would.
I would
I would
interview.
too. I've
He
seen
would
the
have to be in
documentaries and
handcuffs,
everything.
but I would
and
interview.
Yeah, I'd totally sit there and be
Are
like,
you
all right,
kidding
let's
me?
talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I mean, why not?
I think it's kind of fascinating. Like, what fucked you up so much in the head?
I mean, that's the thing. No
And-
one
and
knows.
No one knows, but to be able to hear it from the source, like, what do
Yeah.
you think fucked you up
Yeah.
to feel like intestines were arousing?
Yeah.
And to hear it firsthand, I don't know. I
mean,
find that
Is it
fascinating.
really that different?
Not really. No.
No, it's really
my
not.
point.
It's just a different excitement. That's all it is.
It's just a different excitement
Yeah.
for some reason. And then, okay, so, all right, so we talked about different movies. We talked about the characters. Now, how about Halloween as a whole? Because I feel that it's changed from when we were kids
Oh, God,
to,
yes.
unfortunately, what these kids are going through now, if they even get a Halloween.
I feel like it's Halloween every day nowadays.
Yeah. I mean, I saw the first few, but I haven't seen the last few ones.
Trick or treat, motherfucker.
But, like, I mean,
No, Halloween has definitely morphed into more sexual. It's more about the party, more about the event. It's not about the candy anymore. It's not about the kids.
it's another type of candy.
It's a different type of candy. It's more like about the cookie.
Do you think girls like Halloween because they get to dress up like sluts?
I love Halloween.
Is that what it is?
Sluttier the better. Are you
Do
kidding
you think
me?
that's what it is? You think
Oh,
women
yeah,
take
that's
advantage of
part of it.
Halloween to
Well,
dress
of
up like
course, but
hoes?
just like men, here I am. I
And
think
you're
I'm
not judged
Aquaman.
because it's Halloween.
You're not judged.
Nobody's
right?
judging.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay, so you're wearing Aquaman. So is that like a thing?
I liked Aquaman as a little kid.
I don't know. I mean,
I'm not used to
if
the new
women get to be
Aquaman.
called
I thought
whores
Aquaman was
because,
I
you know,
thought
it's
Aquaman
that-
was gay at first. I was like, is he gay? Because he's blonde, blue
Aquaman
eyes.
was cool. I love the ocean,
And
and
he was fucking the fish.
If I could swim in the water, I'm a happy camper.
It kind of reminds me. Have you watched the what's it called? The Boys? Have you seen
The
that?
boys?
Yeah. So the Boys is a comic book They have it on, I think, on Prime.
Okay.
So basically what it is a company develops this serum and creates superheroes. And then kind of like sells them. But the superheroes are all fucked in the head. I mean, they're literally all like. So there's like the seven, which is like kind of like the Avengers. You have like a Superman kind of personality, and then you have a Wonder Woman. Then you have like a Flash, and so. But they're like into drugs. They're into like orgies. They're like fucked. I mean, they're like literally fucked in the head.
Okay.
And so the company kind of sells them to the government, and it's all a business. It's not really. They don't really give a shit about really saving anybody's life.
Okay.
So the boys are an FBI group that they put together to go after the superheroes and kill them or eliminate them if need be.
Okay.
It's a great
If
series.
they behave bad.
Yeah, well, they all behave bad. They all. I mean, they have like, like stretchy. And there's like one guy that gets little, goes up to a girl's vagina, and then grows up and kills the woman.
But I mean, like, as far as Halloween,
it's really hardcore.
I mean, not just the movie series, but the way we enjoyed Halloween, like trick or treating and getting dressed up. Like,
I think that's gone.
Right? Like, I feel like it's gone in today's generation.
Well, I mean,
even in my
kids
neighborhood,
still go trick or treating.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not. It's
I don't think it's
like
what
in
it
a
used
safe
to be.
space. You know, like it's like in my neighborhood. If you go outside here and walk around, like I have some trick or treat shit. Like I love Halloween. That's one of my favorite holiday. So I have like Halloween stuff outside, lights and stuff. And the day of Halloween, I sit next to the door with candy and I open it. Sometimes I dress up like a werewolf, scare the shit out of them. Sometimes I don't. It depends. So, but I enjoy Halloween for the entertainment part of it.
Of course.
I'm not a pagan. I don't subscribe to Lucifer. It's just a fun thing to do. That's all it is.
Agreed.
But if you look at the neighborhood, there's probably like 5 houses out of 100 that have Halloween shit on it.
Yeah.
So then what happens? You got religious people, Mormons and Protestants and Christians that will not celebrate Halloween because it's the devil. It is a pagan, holiday, so they don't celebrate it. Then you got the people that are just cheap. They don't want to fucking give out candy. So there's like 50% of the population
Do you
right
remember
there.
people that used to give out mints?
Oh, yeah.
We should Google that.
Like mints, you're going trick or treating, they give you mints. You're like, what the hell?
I think a lot of Christians say they don't celebrate Halloween, but they actually do.
Yeah, they do.
She says
Yeah.
I think in some way.
I think a lot of them. Oh no, of course I'm not going to dress up, and they dress up.
But I feel like nowadays kids don't get to have like what we did growing up. I mean, I can only talk about my generation. I don't know about you guys, but
Okay, so let's talk about urban legends.
urban legends.
So,
Okay.
So I got one. I'll start with the first one.
Okay.
During my age of Halloween, there was an urban legend that there was some crazy motherfucker that would put razor blades inside of apples. So if you got an apple, you should never eat it. You should cut it before you eat it.
There were chiropractors.
You remember that?
I remember when I was a chiropractor and I had my kids and we'd go trick or treating. There were chiropractors who would, for free, allow you to bring in all the candy and they will x-ray it just to make sure there's nothing inside of it.
Oh wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Coño.
But that's been going on forever.
Yeah.
Everyone always had fear. There's always some, it's monsters. I mean, of course some people are going to go
candy
overboard.
thing. Yeah, check your candy if it's open, stuff like that. But urban legends,
But I think that's because we've lost track. We've lost the stability of knowing our neighbors.
I will tell you an urban legend that I still believe in to this day.
Let's see.
The whole headlights one.
Okay.
Headlights?
You're talking about the gangs that they would do the headlights?
Yeah. Like if you see somebody driving against you without headlights, if you flash them, they're gonna follow you and they're gonna like fuck you up or kill you or something.
That was a gang.
I don't.
That was a gang related.
That was a gang related urban legend.
I'm sure there's some. I'm sure that
I don't do
that
it.
has happened. I'm sure that's
called
happened.
so that was actually an initiation.
Yeah.
So to become a gang member, this is again urban legend. I don't know. If it's
I don't think it's urban legend.
By the way,
I think that really happened.
So basically, for you to become a member, you had to kill somebody, but it had to be random.
Right.
So the way they decided the randomness of it was they would drive without their headlights on.
Yeah.
And the first person that would do the headlights, like, hey, you don't have your headlights on, they would follow them and kill them.
Right.
So that way it would be completely random. It would be very difficult for you to figure out
Yes.
why. There was no reason to kill them.
That one I heard about, and until this day I still don't flash my lights at anybody.
That's
I'm
joining
sorry.
a gang. All kinds of shit happens. Are you kidding
But gangs
me?
are not really
Wait.
Gangs are not
There
really
is a
prevalent
woman
today.
gang, okay,
What?
and
A
this
woman
lady
gang?
was in prison,
Okay.
and she just killed someone because she wanted to have sex with somebody, and that guy wasn't really interested, so she killed him.
Well, I mean, I agree with that.
Oh, you agree with that?
Yeah.
So if a woman's not going to have sex with you, you're going to kill her?
No, but
Is that what you're saying?
But if it's inverse, definitely you should kill the guy. I mean, he's fucking gay or something. There's nothing wrong with him.
Well, and so what if he's gay? If he doesn't want to sleep with you, he doesn't want to sleep with you. Who cares? Shouldn't kill someone for that.
Okay.
I'm against that.
You're against that. Okay.
I am.
I
Okay.
highly doubt it, but okay. That's
All right.
fine.
No,
So-
that happens.
My next question.
women
That's not
gang
going, that's not going
initiation.
anywhere.
So I have a question.
Go for it.
What's your favorite Halloween candy?
Well, I love chocolate, so you
So like
you-
M&Ms.
anything with chocolate.
Okay.
If it's dark chocolate, better.
Me
Anything
too. I
with
love
chocolate.
dark chocolate. What about you? What's your
Reese's
favorite Halloween candy?
Pieces.
I mean, I used to love
Don't say the corn. Don't say the corn.
I did.
Ew.
Those were pretty good.
Ew, they're like medicine.
It's plastic.
Better than M&Ms, I did like the peanut.
I don't know about
the
that.
Peanut M&Ms.
Okay.
But, you know, I don't really eat candy anymore. I mean, I'll eat
No,
some
but
dark
What I mean, as a
chocolate.
kid, as a kid, what was your favorite
yeah.
that you looked
The
like? Oh my God,
peanut
I got-
M&Ms, the bigger ones and the regular M&Ms.
Yeah.
What were they called? Just the peanut M&Ms?
The peanut M&Ms. Yeah.
Yeah, I like those better than the regular M&Ms. Yeah.
I loved
Interesting.
M&Ms.
What about you?
And the Three Musketeers.
The Three Musketeers.
So good.
I like
They
the Three
were good.
Musketeers.
the little like fun size. They were so
Milky
good.
Way was really good too. I liked Milky Way.
Milky
Oh,
Way,
yes,
Three
Milky Way can be cool.
Musketeers. What
Yes.
was another one? Mars bars,
S'mores bars.
Snickers.
I know a lot of people are into Reese's Pieces. I'm
Snickers
not.
I liked.
Snickers.
Snickers
Okay.
was good.
Yeah,
I was
that had
never into the
peanuts, too.
plastic things like Twizzlers and stuff.
No, ew.
Or the
Yeah.
the
Yeah, I
or
never
the
liked
Jawbreakers. You
I did
remember?
like the Jawbreakers.
You like Jawbreakers?
the
I like the other
Jawbreakers.
ones. The sour.
The
Sour balls or whatever they're called. The fireballs back in the day. Oh,
No.
I love cinnamon,
Yeah.
so I used to love the
Fireball,
fireballs.
not so much. No.
And they were probably much healthier back in our
Probably.
day.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they probably didn't have as many preservatives. I'm sure now a lot of these candies are just way
Like overdone.
more unhealthy.
Feel very
Way
Thor.
more
Ooh,
preservatives.
Thor.
Yeah.
You okay there?
I feel very Thory right now.
He's very Thory.
I have the power.
Are you gonna put down that hammer?
I'm going to put down something to
Oh, the wolf is gonna come out.
Okay, so Halloween,
Yes,
witches.
witches, my favorite.
Do
Yeah,
you
witches are
believe in
hot.
witches?
Yes, I do.
Okay. What kind of witches do you believe in?
You mean like black magic or white
Yeah,
magic
anything,
or what?
yeah.
I just believe in magic.
You believe in magic?
I think witches are real. I feel that.
But like, okay, so there's a difference between knowledge of herbs and things that can do things versus actual magic, like
But I feel
influence
like-
somebody to fall in love with you. Or,
no, I like those. I
You know what I
mean,
mean?
like practical magic. I wish that was real. It's one of my favorite movies.
That is one of my favorite movies. I love that
I
movie.
love that
I
freaking
that
movie.
know
I
that.
wish that was real.
I know. That was a cool movie.
Coven. That was the American Horror Story that I was thinking about. Coven. You gotta watch it.
Coven?
Coven.
Not Covenant?
Coven.
Coven.
The Coven.
What's
yeah.
the other witch movie with all the four witches in high school?
Oh, you're talking
That
about
was a
the
great
black
one. What was that?
shoot.
What was the name of that? That was a great movie.
That was such a great movie. No. Shoot.
It's not the Coven. It's
No,
not-
but I forgot right now. But yes, I know who you're talking about. The four chicks. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
and there's one that's actually a witch that has actual powers.
Yes.
Natural witch.
Yeah, like the natural.
And then
witch.
she's the one that makes everything happen.
Yes.
And then the other ones start getting superpowers too. And
Right.
You know what? I just remembered Pet Cemetery.
ooh,
That was
Ooh,
good.
one. Yeah.
The one they made in the 80s?
Yeah, that was
oh,
the best
man, that
one.
was scary.
That was the great one.
when
That
that
was a
little kid
great
came
so
back-
film.
good
Ew.
because it's like,
That little
little
kid.
kid.
you know, it comes out of love.
Yeah.
We lost our child, but we love our child.
Yes.
So out of
He burned his
love,
wife,
the
right?
horror
No, and then-
comes
Came back too,
out.
right?
The kid is
The
all
wife came back
pasty.
too. Yeah, he's pasty.
The
with
kid's
a
all
knife.
pasty like grandpa.
Ah,
Oh, dada.
I'm gonna fuck you
And then
up.
the wife dies. Then the wife dies too. He tries
Yeah.
to bring the bitch back, and it's like, oh no,
No.
oh no,
Oh man,
don't bring
that
the
was
bitch back.
scary.
No.
That was
a good one. You're right.
Yeah.
That's a great film
Man,
too.
Stephen King, I take my hat off to him.
No, he is the king.
He's definitely the
He
king.
is the king.
And you know all his universes are connected. I didn't know that.
Are they?
So all of his universe, The Thinning Man, Pet Cemetery, it's all one universe. Everything that he creates it inside of that universe.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I knew he was a phenomenal mind. I didn't know like.
Oh no,
like
he's
that.
amazing.
But-
He's amazing.
You know, a lot of people say his is more
Christine.
more
Christine
science
was a
fiction.
great one.
Oh, is that the Corvette
The
one?
car.
The car one.
Yeah, Christine
yeah,
the car.
yeah.
But you know, I read his first book, the book that made
Silver
him
Bullet?
famous.
No.
Sybil, but no,
No, it's not Sybil.
the prom, the date.
Is that Carrie?
Carrie? Yes,
That was him?
that was so good.
Carrie
Yes,
was a good
Carrie
movie
was
too,
him.
actually.
I didn't remember that.
And let me tell you the genius of the movie. It's very simple.
Yeah.
You when you read the book, and this
Yeah.
is why
They're
the
all
book
gonna
was
laugh
made
at
into
you.
a
They're all
movie.
gonna laugh at you.
Because
That was the mom.
you know,
Carrie was
it takes something that
Yeah.
kids do. They make fun of each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it just takes it to an extreme. So
Yeah.
it takes something that's normal that you know is not right when
Right.
you make fun
Fuck
of your
you up.
friends.
Gonna fuck you up.
And then you pay the ultimate price for making fun of your friends.
Go to
so
hell.
just very
Can I
scary,
get
very
some ice?
realistic.
Let me put you in there.
Yeah. It
Leo,
was
get
good.
some ice.
Carrie was great.
Yeah, and the other thing, I'll tell you why the book made it. Because that book broke Stephen King.
The
That
bottom.
book made him.
The refrigerator in the bottom.
And when you read the book, like, you can't stop because it teases you.
Slave today.
Go, Leo, go. Continue.
But the book really teases you because it'll show like a newspaper clip in the future.
Yeah.
And first it'll start, it was the worst night in the town ever. And you think, oh, what the hell's going to happen?
Yeah.
And then you know the prom night
Yeah,
is
yeah.
coming and you know something really bad is going to happen, but
Yeah.
you don't know what
What
it
it
is.
is, yeah.
And you have to keep reading. Like, you can't put the book down.
Well, fíjate, I'm so messed up in the head like when it comes to like horror stuff because I just love that. You know how like a lot of old stories would start with, it was a dark and stormy night.
Yeah.
And the thunder, the rain, you could hear it hitting the windowsill. The lights went out. That makes me happy. Like when it's a dark and stormy night, I am happy. Like I am knocked out. Like I love it. It doesn't scare me.
Yeah.
Light up a candle doesn't make me scared.
Because to me,
Thank you.
fear doesn't come because it's dark and stormy.
Right.
To me, fear comes when you're not expecting evil to show up.
Right.
So, for example, you could be at a beach in Miami, which is the happiest place on earth. How do you make that terrifying? You know, like Dreamcatcher, for example. You know, friends going out and, the
Yeah.
forest and having a good time together. All of a sudden, the shit hits the fan.
Yeah.
You know, John Carpenter. I don't know if you guys...
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Is he the one who made Frankie or the Freddy?
No.
No, he did
No.
Frankenstein, didn't he?
No.
Who did Freddy? Who did Freddy?
No, Freddy is
I forgot.
crime. No, fuck. I'll get it in a second. So anyway, going back to John Carpenter. John Carpenter did the
Carpenter, right?
Carpenter. He did. He's known Carpenter. Blah, blah. The whiskey's giving effect. So he did the remake of The Thing. So The Thing was a black and white movie. Old.
Yeah.
Which was scary. I saw that as a little kid. It was pretty good.
But the new one fucking killed it.
Yeah, it was good.
I never
Oh
saw
my
it.
god, The Thing?
I never
never
saw
saw
the new
it.
one.
So John Carpenter, if you watch his movies, Carpenter. All of his movies start out really slow.
Yeah.
They start off slow and they just progressively get worse and worse
Okay.
and worse. So it's like a roller coaster that you're going up there, and then when you get all the way to the top, it's just fucking, you're just going straight down. So he did another one called, which is one of my favorite. I mean, The Thing is probably my class.
Okay.
He did In the Bound of Madness. He did the Children of the Dam.
Oh, The Children of
That
the
was
Dam was such a.
fucking
It was a good
phenomenal.
movie, but too
Phenomenal.
damn slow.
It was a little. Well,
All right,
again,
Too
who was
damn
the one
slow.
with Damien? What was that?
that's The Omen.
The
The
Omen.
Omen.
Those were
Oh,
scary.
that was good. The Omen was very
And
good.
again,
were
that
scary.
was also because of the religious implications
Right.
and all
And
that.
especially going into politics, the
Antichrist,
Omen,
the
the
Antichrist.
Antichrist. Oh, that
Yeah.
was great. Yeah.
That was cool.
That was great.
Have
That
you
was very
ever
good.
truly read the End of Times?
No, I haven't.
No.
No.
Oh, you mean in the Bible?
Yeah.
No.
It is some
I read it.
fucked up shit.
I have not.
I mean, you got
Revelations.
You got serpents with fucking 7 heads coming out of the water. You got Antichrist. You got the beast. I mean, it is some fucked up. If you believe
It's
in
good
that,
fantasy.
it's fucking phenomenal. I would love to see that in a movie. You know, because it is.
I mean, it's like Game of Thrones.
It's worse than
You know.
Game of Thrones. Just has this dragon. This has like fucking. It is just like Leviathan comes out. People are fucking getting fucking massacred. It is just.
Well, I'll tell you what was
Hardcore.
really good. The Leviathan reminded me of Prometheus. Oh, that movie was good.
which one?
I haven't seen Prometheus.
Prometheus.
You're talking about
That
the
was
alien?
the
The
yes.
The Alien
Oh,
one?
come on, that was good.
I'll tell you what.
I was
that
never into
was
Alien
good.
movies. Like
Yeah,
Alien
but-
1 and 2, I'm
No,
like,
no,
ah.
no. Alien
Those
2.
were more action, but
No,
Prometheus
Alien
to
2
me
was
was the
phenomenal.
best.
I didn't
Alien
like any
2
of the
was
Alien
phenomenal.
movies.
I think there's a few movies in the history
Yeah.
that the second movie is better than the first one. So Alien was great. Alien 2, it's like The Godfather.
But
2.
for me, Prometheus was even better than
You
both
think
of them.
so?
I thought so.
Really? I gotta watch
Prometheus
Prometheus.
was just
I didn't think it was that good.
phenomenal.
It was
I
beautiful.
Freaking loved it.
It was
I
beautiful.
gotta watch it. It's beautiful.
No, it's because it's well done. You know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just extremely well
Yeah.
done.
You know which
It was
movie I never
really
liked?
good.
The one with what was it called? The one with the tricks and stuff with the clown. Also.
Oh,
What was
I know
it?
which one. There was the alien clowns that kill
No,
people.
not the alien clowns.
That's
the one
fucking
that
phenomenal.
everybody had to go through like some sort of test to like move on to the other
Jaw.
level.
Oh, no.
Oh
Saw.
yeah, Saw.
Those are gory.
They're just too gory for me. Like
Well,
I
I
didn't
mean,
find it
they're also
scary.
After the
entertaining.
second one, I was done. I
Yeah.
was like, thank you
Yeah,
very
it was
much.
too
The first
gory.
two were good. They
It's
were
kinda like the
entertaining.
escape room.
The first two were good, but then it was
Yeah.
like too gory for me. Like I was like, oh, okay.
Well, the
it's not.
escape room is kind of like that. Have you watched Escape Room?
I have not.
It's the same thing. Basically, they got a bunch of people in a room, and they have to escape. And if they don't, they get killed. And it's
Oh.
just, and then eventually, everybody that escapes, because
Yeah.
everybody in each movie escapes, then they have like a championship
Yeah.
of all the people that escaped. And it's like, oh my god, are you fucking kidding? Like it's
Yeah.
the same. It's the same thing as Final Destination.
Oh, the first two
Same
movies of
one.
Final Destination
Same.
were great.
Yeah,
because
but
again,
it's-
it got you in like the psychological
Yeah,
sense.
but it's like, oh my god, it's the same
like,
thing.
oh my god, I
over.
escaped my death, so I'm still gonna die in hell. Like, come on. Like,
You know what was a great movie that nobody ever gave it any kind of anything, and it didn't do well, and I love Drag Me to Hell.
yeah.
Did you watch it?
Not
I
familiar.
did.
I don't think I saw
I
it.
wasn't a
loved it.
fan.
I loved it.
Really?
I thought it was great.
Why?
I don't know. I really enjoyed the premise of it. It was just, a
I
woman.
need to see a scary movie. I'm really in the mood for watching a scary movie.
Yeah.
I wish my girlfriend likes scary movies. She
She doesn't?
No.
Get a
No.
new girlfriend.
Get a new girlfriend. Look at the other
That's
one.
so much easier.
Have her watch The Exorcist with you. She'll cuddle with you.
That's not really scary though. Now.
Well, yeah,
Dude,
we know
but
about her
I
now.
mean, The Exorcist is a classic.
It
Yeah, but
is.
I've watched it.
Or watch The Conjuring.
Well, the Conjuring can, I had
Yeah.
Roxana jumping on 3 legs. She was watching that. She was
I
jumping.
thought she did that anyway with you.
Well, that's a different story.
Oh, okay.
That's more fun. But yeah, I mean, the thing is that I think I'm so desensitized now that I watch a scary movie, I'm not scared.
No, I get it. My guy doesn't like
It's-
scary movies either.
But that's
So.
where, when a good scary movie comes out, they know how you think, oh, yeah,
what
I
about
can't be
Smile,
scared.
the new one that's coming out?
Oh, I saw the first one. So it was
I
lame.
like
I'll tell you
It
what.
was lame.
I liked it.
Smile,
Yeah?
I liked it.
the hype was bigger because
Yes.
Yeah.
I would see those commercials
That
with
was
somebody
awesome.
smiling.
And
The
you're like,
commercial was
it's-
fantastic.
And I was
Yeah.
like, oh my God, I want to see that. I remember I was like, who wants to see that movie? I want to see that movie. Who
The
wants to see that?
advertisement
Like
was on
no
point.
one, everyone
Yeah.
was like, nah, I don't really want that. Oh, come on, somebody, I want to see that movie. I want to see that movie.
Yeah, Smile.
But I don't want to see it alone.
I like Smile. It Follows. Have you seen that one? It Follows.
No.
No.
Oh, It Follows is phenomenal. So basically, what it is that it's this invisible creature, demon, whatever the fuck you want to call it. It
Yeah.
doesn't. They never specify it.
Yeah.
So basically, the way that it continuously
I'm
follows.
getting
you.
really hot. I'm like, I feel like I might pass out or something.
Okay, well, pass out.
I'm gonna take off my costume.
Take off your costume.
Oh my god! Ooh, we're gonna get a show
We're
here.
gonna see
Go
the
ahead.
real muscles
Wow.
of Aquaman.
Oh, go ahead, Aquaman. Take it off. Go ahead.
Man, oh man.
It's probably
here
from
we
all that
go.
butter you ate.
Oh my gosh. Go ahead. Oh yeah. Dun, dun, dun,
Let's
dun, 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 dun,
see those muscles, Aquaman. Come on.
You gotta shut up.
So it follows basically what it is that for you to pass on
Yeah.
the creature following you to want to kill you,
Yeah.
you have to have sex with somebody.
Oh shit.
And once you have sex with that person,
Yeah.
it follows that person.
Oh
And it-
yeah, I
and
remember
it
seeing
walks.
one like
it doesn't
this.
run after you. It walks. So it could be anybody. It could be your mom. It could be your neighbor. It could
Oh,
be.
shit.
So you don't know who it is, but
Yeah.
you see them coming at you slowly, walking.
Okay.
It's not in a rush. So you can run away, but the problem is you have to continuously keep running away.
Yeah.
Because if it grabs you, you're dead. So the part I never understood is that once it kills you, then what does it
Yeah.
do? Like how does it get the next victim? But so it's an interesting it's an interesting way they did it. They didn't explain, and I like it when they don't explain. So one thing that I don't like about today's movies and stuff
Yeah.
like that is that they explain way too much.
Oh,
Like
no.
you go into the movie, you already know what the fuck the movie's
Yeah.
about.
Well,
Yeah, but wait a second.
I don't
What
like that.
about the one with Sandra Bullock? They don't
one?
explain
oh,
anything.
the blind one.
Which one?
The hawk.
The yeah.
blind.
They explain everything.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
You never find out
Oh my lord.
what it is that you look
Who
at, and
gives a
then all
shit?
of a
You know
sudden
the
you want to go
rules.
and kill
Don't
people.
look at them. They kill you. The birds
if
let
you
know
see
it's coming.
if you see something, you want to kill people
bird,
automatically.
is that the bird cage? The bird,
bird
cage.
something.
Yeah.
It's not the bird cage. That
Bird
was the one with
cage.
the two
Look,
gay
I
guys.
gotta hand it to the guy
Wrong
who wrote the
one.
book.
That was with Robin Williams and
Hello.
You know.
Hello, I burnt the toast. No, that's a great movie.
That
though.
is kind of scary though.
No, shut up. That was a great movie.
But
That
that,
was-
movie,
well,
like,
actually,
you
did you know
never
that's not the
know. And in
original?
the book, the same thing. You never find
No.
out. You never find out. It just
The bird cage is actually a French movie.
Is it?
Yes, and it's phenomenal in French.
Oh.
But they did it. You know,
But speaking of scary movies, one that we didn't talk about.
Which one?
What is it? Carol Ann?
Carol Ann.
Is it Carol Ann? I'm sorry if I'm messing it. Is
You
it
messed
Carol
that
Ann
up.
or
You
Marianne? No, Carol Ann?
No.
Isn't it Carol Ann? The
Carrie?
Poltergeist, bro.
Oh,
the
Poltergeist.
poltergeist.
Wasn't it Carol Ann?
Yeah, Carol Ann.
Carol Ann. With the old lady.
with us.
Carol Ann.
This
Through the whole
house has
TV
been
and the
cleansed.
static and everything
Yeah.
and the mirrors. Dude, that was a great
That
film.
was a
you,
good one.
you know what
I
was
did
one
like
of those
that. That was a
scariest
good one.
movie I think out in the 80s too? Was it The Serpent and the Rainbow?
I like that one
I
with the
didn't
voodoo.
see that.
With the
Finally, one that I
that
didn't see.
shit was
See
scary.
that?
I was
and
not
here's
born,
what,
thank
here's
God.
what's scary
'Cause
about
voodoo,
that.
it's about
There is
voodoo
some
and shit.
real shit
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It's about
with
Haitian voodoo.
voodoo.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's some real shit. No joke.
Okay, relax.
That there's a formula
He's so serious.
where you can
Why
make
so
someone
serious?
your freaking slave.
I don't know about that. but-
Voodoo
no,
does
no,
that.
this is a real thing.
I don't know about that.
This is a real thing.
It's that
Okay. Have you
voodoo
seen it?
sazon.
that you
It's that
you
jerk
put
chicken.
their body in such a state.
It's
that-
like Venezuelans with arepas, bro. They'll get
and
you
you know
to do
what it
anything
is.
with that
And you know
shit.
what the trick is? They don't
Just
have
do
any
it.
salt.
Dame tu money. Dame tu money.
Dame, dame.
Like, and the person will snap out of it immediately if they have salt. As long as they don't eat salt,
Yeah, if they don't have
you
taste
can
salt.
you can create a food that a person will eat.
Yeah.
That'll put them like, and then they'll just obey you, do whatever the hell you want.
Well, that's what the
and
zombie,
as long as they
the
don't get
zombie
salt,
concept comes from.
as long as they don't get salt, they
Yeah.
remain like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you're freaking slave. This is a real thing.
Things like-
This is a real thing.
See, you're
And they
my
will
slave.
remain like that
You're my
until
voodoo
they eat
slave.
salt.
Do you believe in
So
voodoo?
they have
do you
salt.
believe in voodoo?
I do.
Okay.
I do.
But you know, I think voodoo is a placebo effect.
How?
Yeah,
think-
but the
I think
placebo
that-
effect
I
is
think-
very powerful.
Yeah, but I
That's
agree.
the thing.
I agree 100%. But I think that voodoo only works if you know somebody's doing voodoo on you. If you don't know somebody's doing voodoo on you, then it doesn't work.
Yeah, but you could be led to believe that, oh, someone did voodoo to
That's
you,
what
and
I'm
that's why
saying.
this and that
That's what I'm
happened. And
saying.
oh my God, did that person do that? They did? Holy shit.
I don't know,
And now
bro.
you
Because
create,
if you think about it, voodoo,
my-
they
how
do.
to
powerful
my
our minds
fellow-
are. You create your own reality.
To my fellow witches and bitches, I'm sorry. I'm with you, bro. I don't know. At the end of the day, do what you gotta do.
Do you
and-
believe in witchcraft?
Fuck yeah, I do.
Yeah?
Oh yeah, I do.
Really?
Yep. That's why I believe in
Brujeria.
witches.
Interesting.
I do.
You're like Ache with the fucking Danny and the fucking.
100%. Yes.
He does the boo boo baba.
It's not boo boo
Y le
baba.
pone el fucking drink.
It's
and
different.
the cigar.
It's a religion,
Hambumba,
yes.
balemba.
It's different, but it's a religion, yes, and I do believe in it, yes. Because we
You
all.
do?
I do, 100%.
Fucking cute.
So you believe in Santeria?
Santeria.
Yes.
Santeria.
You know where
yeah.
Santeria comes from,
Well, the
right?
thing is, go ahead and tell me. Go ahead.
I don't know.
Drop the
I'm
knowledge.
asking,
No,
I'm
tell me.
asking.
Tell me what
Santeria is a mixture of Christians and African.
Drop the knowledge before
and
I
they
do.
mix it.
How?
Yeah.
That's all it is. The slaves were brought. You know, they have the saints, and then they have their hakabubu bibi bibi from Africa, and they mix it with the, and that's it. And that's a mixture of it,
Yeah.
of both of them.
But it's interesting because in Santeria, it's not just about
Santeria.
like Santeria.
So
I
you're
mean,
right,
it's
your
not
penis
just
will fall
about.
off.
But see, that's right
You know.
there. That's where everybody's wrong.
Oh.
Everybody calls it Santeria because that's the name that it was given
Right.
as a whole. That is not what the religion is actually called. Santeria is a practice.
Right.
The actual religion is called criollo or Yoruba.
Yeah.
There's two different types of religions in the strain. What you create and what you do in the religion is called Santeria.
Right.
If you want to do wrong, if you want
Right.
to do right,
And
so
that's
on
the
so forth.
interesting thing. It's not like Catholic where, you go to the priest, you confess, and you maybe wish for good things.
Yeah.
But there you can wish for bad things for someone else.
You can.
Which is interesting. That's,
Can you make your penis grow?
No.
I'm not
But that's
interested.
the thing, like that's how like people want to say, oh, it's a religion. But if, for example, there's a lot of jealousy and envious people around us all the time,
Yes.
right? So right now you could be in a loving, phenomenal
Try
relationship,
to get rid of them.
and if I'm upset about it because I'm jealous, why is he so happy? Why is she so happy? Oh my
kill a
God,
chicken and that's it.
No, it's not that. Shut up. That's just ignorant bullshit. No, that is ignorant bullshit. No, but just the energy
What do you do with the chicken
of
once
like,
you kill it?
why are they so happy? Like, why does she have that? Why does he have that? Oh my God! Like,
called
no,
envy.
It's envy. That own energy
Yeah.
has a power that's greater than anything.
Interesting.
Because it's all mental and it's all that what you speak. That is the greatest witchcraft ever, to be known as what you speak.
I had when I was a kid.
And
when I-
that's why spells are spoken.
Yes, well,
Because
that's
it's
where
by
that comes
speech.
from.
Yeah.
Speech, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're screaming over there, about,
Yeah.
but anyway, neighbors are screaming about something. So anyway, so when I was a kid in Argentina, my mother took me because I had psoriasis, and he took me to a santera, a local santera from Argentina. I don't know what religion they were or whatever.
That's okay.
And the santera said two things that I will never forget. One, she said, this kid will always live next to water. Now, that seems very vague to me.
Yeah.
But it just happened to be that every time I moved to a country, I lived next to water.
Okay.
So that kind of pans out a little bit. There's water right there.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's significant or not, but that's what she said. The other thing she said is that this child will be envied throughout his entire life by the people that are closest to him.
Wow.
And I always thought that was like again, these are very general, when you go but there is, a truth to that. When you are envied by others, there has to be some sort of transmission of energy.
Yeah.
I do believe in energy.
Yeah.
I don't believe in Santeria, I'll be honest with you.
Okay, that's fine.
I don't believe in religion, I don't
That's
believe
okay,
in
I still love
magic, I
you.
don't believe in all that. But I do believe in that we are 80% water or 60% water, 70%
Yeah.
water. Como dijo la niña, mami, you're not fat, you estás inundada nomás.
Okay, hueputa.
But, so basically
Yeah.
we're all mostly water.
You're not bloated.
You're not bloated. You're just,
You're just,
inundada.
yeah, estás inundada. You're just
being
retaining
you're
water.
flooded.
Yeah.
But anyway, so the reality is that the best conductor of energy
Yeah.
is water. And as we were talking with Leo earlier, our brains, we have sparks. So we have energy. We have electricity inside of our body. Our life, our essence, our whatever you want to call it, is created through sparks.
Yeah.
So there's electricity, there's
Yeah.
water,
I understand. Yeah.
and so there's a transmission of something. I don't know what it is. I can't quantify it. I can't explain it. But there's definitely an energy, So when you meet somebody I'm sure this has happened to you. It happened when I met you, when I met Herman.
Yeah.
It was automatic.
Yes.
It's like, I know this person, I trust this person, we have a connection, we have an energy. We've either known each other before, or there's something different. And then there's other people that you meet, and 5 seconds into it, you want to throw up. You feel like physically throwing up. Why is that?
Tell me about that.
Why is that?
Tell me about it.
Why is that? Why do you think that is?
I think it's just, again, it's just all energy, and it's our sixth sense that
So
we all
you
have.
felt like throwing up after you met me?
A little bit. Just, but I swallowed it, so it's okay.
Estaba repugnado.
No, when I met him, it was like I knew him my whole entire life. It was weird as fuck. I don't have
We
that
were in
feeling.
similar boats at the time.
I mean, I
You're
think
on a
it's,
boat?
again, I feel like
Similar
something like that is
situations.
energy, and it's
Your situation was
spooky
better.
to talk about it because it's like a taboo for a lot of people. It is a sixth sense that we have and that we feel. Like we automatically connected over the phone.
Absolutely.
It was a phone call
Yeah.
for crying out loud.
Yeah.
And we connected and we shot the shit and we're like, oh, okay, we're cool.
We're
That's
done.
it. And here I
We're
am
done.
today.
Yeah.
And with other people, it's like, I don't trust you.
Yeah, there's something.
Let's see what's going on.
There's other motives.
There's other
yeah.
motives. There's other
agree.
energy. There's other things that I mean, I can feel that I'm like, I don't freaking trust you.
Yeah.
And
I
there's
agree.
people in my life that I do not trust.
Yeah.
And I keep my eyes open. I don't freaking trust you. You can put a plate in front of me and say, oh my God, I made it with so much love, but it came from your hands. I'm like, I don't fucking trust you, bro. I don't want to eat this.
Yeah, there's something
There's
fishy.
something like, thank you, no, I'm not hungry. And I could be starving.
Now, is that, do you think
And-
that has to do with premonition,
I feel
energy?
I think it's energy or sixth sense. It's our beyond consciousness that allows us, when you allow yourself to feel that above consciousness, to have like that third eye or that intuition,
There is definitely that.
you have, I feel like you need to believe in it.
Yeah.
Because there's something telling you, like, you know what, I don't
Run. Run. Yeah.
you know.
I tell it to Roxana all the time. Like, I meet people,
Yeah.
and, Roxana is an amazing person.
Yes.
She gets along with everybody.
Yes.
So, she
She's
doesn't.
great. Yeah.
Now, I'm not like that. I meet somebody, and 5 minutes into it, it's not that I pass judgment.
Yeah.
It's not a judgment call.
Right.
There's something wrong.
Correct.
I don't know what it is.
I hear you.
I don't know what it is.
And then you come from like a
There's-
protective place, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's protective, but it's definitely, there's something, I can't
Yeah.
put my finger on it, but there's something that I don't 100%
Yeah.
I'm down with.
I agree. There's things with me too, and
And I'm
you know,
usually not, I don't always find out,
yeah.
but eventually, if time goes by, enough time
Yeah.
goes by, and enough things happen,
Yes.
I'm pretty right on it.
100%. Like
Like,
that
I'm-
happens to me too with my relationship. Like there's times that I'll feel something about someone, and some people may say, oh, it's just a female thing, or you're being paranoid, or you're being sensitive. I'm like, dude, no, there's just something I don't
Yeah.
trust about this person. And the funny thing is that if they treat you well, that's you. But if they treat me
That's
like shit, or like I'm pushed aside,
why would
it's
you
like,
want that?
exactly.
Yeah.
It's like, if you really think about it, I'm feeling already some sort of way.
Yeah.
And if they have un trato contigo,
Yeah.
but not with me being your partner,
Then that means they have two faces.
exactly my
They
point.
don't have one face.
Exactly.
They're not consistently the same person.
Thank you. That's
Yeah,
exactly
I
my
agree.
freaking point.
I agree.
And I
Have you experienced that?
have you?
Well,
Because you're a Cancer, so you're a water sign.
You're
So
sensitive.
technically
You're a water
you should
sign. Heart is on the sleeve.
Yeah.
Emotional.
I mean, he is what he is. He doesn't sugarcoat it.
I like that.
Yeah,
Okay.
I like that too.
Go for
but
it.
yeah, well, one interesting experience I had is when I went to this lady who read my cards. I was in chiropractic school,
Okay.
and she did my card things, and she said, this lady was in Dallas, referred to me by a friend, and I went to see her, and she said that I have a friend in prison. I'm like, oh God. And I'm like, oh my God, this really?
Yeah.
And then I just, at some point I told her, look, I'm in chiropractic school. Like I don't have friends who are in prison. Okay, I really don't. I mean, I'm sorry, but like,
Yeah.
She's like, I'm sorry, but this is what's coming up. And I'm like, like literally, I was like, oh, this is so much bullshit, And then she also said, be careful of like getting, venereal diseases. And I'm like, and at the time I was like 20, 21, 22,
Makes
I was
sense to say that.
AIDS was still a big thing. And, at that time I would sometimes have sex without a condom when maybe I shouldn't have and
Ew,
whatever.
That's
and,
disgusting.
And and I would have like fear, like,
In the 80s when everybody had AIDS? Come on, man.
Oh my god.
Early 90s.
Okay.
And so, and I get home that on my way to the car, my testicles really start like itching.
Oh my god,
serious.
you poor thing.
On my way to the car.
BD.
Oh my God.
Oh no.
It turns out I
itching.
had the crabs.
Oh,
I had the
you
crabs.
poor thing.
Is that the song? I have the crabs.
Okay.
Is that a song?
Los cangrejos.
Los cangrejos.
Los
en mis bodas.
cangrejos. You poor thing.
And I mean, it's not a big deal.
Yeah, you just
But
put
do
on
you
a
guys
cream and that's
feel
it.
like you're...
But wait, I'm not done.
No, wait,
sorry.
there's more.
I get home, and then the next day, I noticed a friend of mine wasn't at school that day, and the next day,
He was
I
in jail.
talked to him. He got into a fight with his girlfriend. She called the cops, and he spent the night in jail. I was like, holy shit. Yes. I was like, oh
That is my point.
my
There you
God.
go. I love that.
I was like,
That's why, honestly, like, as spooky and taboo as it is for a lot of people, like, when you think about intuition, consciousness, being mindful, and just listening to your gut, if that's a thing,
That
is
a
it
thing.
spooky
That is a
to
thing.
really say, holy shit, like, I'm feeling some sort of way. I feel an energy. It's not like, for example, like, he and I could be somewhere at a cigar lounge, right? Let's say we do that. And a gentleman comes by. He can tell me as a friend,
I don't like him.
I don't like him. Who's that guy? I don't like him. I don't like his
Something
energy.
weird
There's something
about
about it. It's weird. And I could be like, what do you mean, George? I think he's a cool guy. Like, I've known him for a bit.
Okay.
And he could tell me, no.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm the type of person that I will believe your intuition. And plus the chemistry that we have, it's like, I'm going to trust your judgment because there's probably something that you're noticing that I have not noticed
Correct.
yet.
Correct.
For whatever reason.
Whatever reason.
So do you guys feel like intuition and that sixth sense or that consciousness is spooky or a taboo or whatnot for a lot of people?
Absolutely. Listen, I've gone to job interviews recently.
Thank you.
And, since I quit my job and decided to do something alternatively, I've been probably 3-4 times already. Headhunters have come after me and offer me jobs and this and that. And I've done interviews. And in the interview, I've interviewed with, the president, the vice president, whatever the hell. And I'm like, no. And these are high-paying jobs. These are good positions. And I just didn't feel it. Until the day that came to a point where I met somebody and I was like, oh my God, yes, we're in the same wavelength. There's a connection.
Right.
There's something here that I can work with.
Yeah.
But if I don't have that, and that's something that I'm very adamant about today.
Okay.
I will not work with somebody I don't feel a connection with.
Agreed. Yeah.
I don't care. I don't care if the opportunity. I don't care if you come tomorrow and you tell me, listen, we can make millions of dollars. I don't care. I have a bad feeling about it.
Right.
Or I have a great feeling of you, but there's no possibility of making a lot of money. I don't care about that because ultimately I know that connection could lead to something better.
So how do you feel, you men, you have a girlfriend, obviously you have your partner as well. If your other half was the one to say, you know what, babe, this guy's a little sketchy to me. I just don't trust him.
I would listen.
How would you guys feel about that?
I would listen.
Do you think it's like a female, like, you're being paranoid or?
I would listen.
What do you think?
I would listen. I would listen because there is definitely something. If there's, If there's smoke, there's definitely fire. Doesn't
Agreed.
mean that it's always 100%, and it can influence
Yeah.
you personally.
Correct.
Because I know people that may be very bad to somebody and may be very good to you.
Yeah.
But the reason they're very good to you is because they're getting something out of you,
Agreed. Boom.
not because they're good people.
Drop it. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Thank you.
it's a very big
Thank you.
big difference.
No, I'm so glad you
It's a
said
very
that
big
because there's people that I agree with you that I'll get a bad vibe from, and just because they treat certain people a certain way, they're already like, oh, but he's a good person. Like, what do you mean? Like, I don't see it. Yeah, you don't see it because he's treating you like a king.
Correct.
But do you realize what he may want
Correct.
from treating you this way?
Correct.
Because he'll
It's an
treat me like shit
alternative
or not
reason.
even recognize me.
Yeah.
But you're here because I wonder what he wants to gain. You know what I mean? Is it really sincere? And that's where I see beyond it and say, this is not a sincere person. This is not someone that should be close to your circle. You know what I mean?
Now, I don't believe in. Well, I do believe and I don't believe. So I do believe that there are evil people in the world
Yes. Oh, yeah.
where they go out, they literally wake up in the morning and think about evil things to do.
Yeah.
I don't think they themselves think they're evil. I think that they're just a product of their success or whatever power
Yeah.
they might have. So therefore they think that they can get away with it. They're not going to have any repercussions and so on and so forth. Let me give you a perfect example of Epstein, for example.
Yeah.
I don't think he thought of himself as an evil person. No? Would you agree with that? Would you
I would
think
agree.
Epstein thinks he's
Probably
evil?
not.
I don't know.
I think he was, providing a service, providing.
Sorry, this isn't for ratings or views. I'm just talking
No,
I have
it's
a
all
bunch
right.
of ash all over my skirt. Sorry.
It's all right.
Yeah.
Just keep doing it.
Okay, sorry.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
if it brings up the viewing, like, who cares?
Yeah.
But in reality, I don't think, like, for example, Hitler woke up every morning saying, I'm going to be the most hated person in history by killing the Jews, for example. Like, I don't think he thought about it that way.
Yeah.
I think that people do evil acts without knowing, without really thinking about the fact that they're doing evil
That they're
acts.
being malicious.
Correct. Because
Yeah.
I think that individually, either you're empathetic or you're not empathetic.
But to me, that's even more snaky.
Correct.
And more spooky as
Yeah.
well. That's some
That's even
creepy
worse.
shit. That's worse.
Yeah.
Because if you have someone, like we say in Spanish, te está demostrando los dientes.
Yeah.
Which means that they're smiling and they're like, oh my God, I think you're such a great person. Oh my God, George. Oh, thank you. Ha-ha.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
they're
But you're-
they're
so-
contemplating other things in
Yeah.
their mind because they're thinking, oh, George is such a great person. I
Yeah.
wonder what I'm going to get from George.
Yeah, correct.
And oh my God, I have to be on George's great side because
Yeah.
I'm gonna obtain this.
Yes.
That is not a friend. That is not like someone that you can actually trust.
No.
Because they're really trying to gain something from you.
And that's
than
at
more
a
than just
lower
a
level.
friendship,
But think
you
about
know?
it at a higher level.
Yeah.
Think about it, when it gets to the point that you can influence, masses and you can influence thoughts. Think about, for example, I always talk about, definitely religion, for example. As an agnostic atheist, I think about what would my life be 100 years ago, 200 years ago, 300 years ago. I would have been sacrificed, tortured, and killed just because I thought differently.
Yeah.
So, for example, if you think about the Inquisition of the Spaniards,
Yeah.
that shit was hardcore.
Agreed.
If you think about the Crusades, that was hardcore.
Yeah.
They just, you don't believe?
Yeah.
No problem. Let me rape you, kill you, and you'll go to heaven. So the justification of people that are, I would say, sane, but do evil without them thinking they're doing evil because they think they're doing good.
Yeah.
To me, that's insane.
Yeah, but that's usually the way it is.
That's
you
what
know,
it
when you
is.
do evil things, you think you're doing good.
You think you're doing good. That's and
And
if you talk to a
isn't
serial
within
killer,
that, since we talked about it before, and it is a Halloween episode, isn't that a part of witchcraft?
yeah,
It is.
in a certain way, yes.
In a psychological, remember,
Absolutely.
spells were meant to be spoken. It comes from Latin. It comes from everything. Everything that you speak is a spell.
Yeah.
That's where it comes from.
Yeah.
So as a prayer, for those of us who pray, you speak, you think it, you put the words out.
Absolutely.
It is a spell because you are speaking to your God or what you're thinking about, and
Whatever.
that is
Yeah.
your prayer. You're
whatever.
speaking. So if I speak negative or out of jealousy or envy, like I was saying before, oh, why are they happy? Why do they have what I don't have? And so on and so forth. I am speaking a spell of envy and jealousy that you guys may end up in an argument that night.
Yeah.
And then you may say, oh, why are we in an argument? It's so stupid.
Yeah.
Because you don't realize that people's energy and negativity is so much stronger than you can ever know.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean?
So let's change it to something that I find fascinating.
Okay.
And I've studied a lot of it because being Argentinian, we have a lot of Nazis in Argentina, unfortunately.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure I'm kind of related to one or two. But anyway.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah, you do. Yeah. Well, you have Dio, so I have Bruns in my, Olivieri Ferrarini Bruns. So, yeah. So anyway, so the Nazis, and I always found this part, I don't know. Do you guys know Hellboy? You know Hellboy?
Hellboy, the character.
okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this was actually real.
Okay.
So the Nazis went after relics.
Okay.
And they had a whole faction of fanatics that were, for example, looking for the Spear of Destiny.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if
Yeah,
you know it,
Hitler was looking for it. Yeah.
right? So the
Okay.
Spear of Destiny, I don't know if you know,
No, I
the
didn't.
Spear of Destiny is the actual spear that... So Jesus didn't die off the cross. Jesus died when a Roman stabbed him with a spear
Oh, wow.
in the rib. So if you see any kind of crucifixion, you'll see a stab wound and he's bleeding from the
Yes.
side here.
Yes.
So that's where the spear went in.
Ah.
So the spear technically has the blood of Jesus in it.
Got it.
So that spearhead, if
Okay.
anybody supposedly, this is all part of folklore.
Yeah.
If you own the spear, if you have the spear, you're unbeatable. Nothing can go wrong. So the Nazis were after these relics so they could win the war and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of folklore behind all the things that supposedly the
Yeah.
Nazis accumulated, along with the North Pole,
Yeah.
base and the UFOs and the bells. And
Does
all
that correlate to, I mean, I'm not a huge Catholic, but does that correlate to when Lucifer was finding the silver sword because that would help him get back into heaven? Was that kind of like the correlation maybe? Because it gave him the power to be able to go back?
It is, but obviously, that's a...
Like in
that's,
different...
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
So it's a different context, but this is
Yeah.
actually a real... I mean, if you believe in the Roman Catholic religion, you believe that, that number one, there was a guy called Jesus. That's highly debatable nowadays. If you look at the theologists and all the theology and all that, there's probably Jesus was probably a amalgamation of a mixture of different characters that would put together. There's no real evidence of a Jesus ever really being born and lived.
Yeah, but even if there was, and you could argue there is.
Let's say there was.
He was
Yeah.
more like a Gandhi. He was
Yes.
human. Some people
Correct.
saw him as superhuman. Some
Correct.
people saw him as a regular human. And
So
and he
you
was,
think? Do you think that maybe that's why with like horror movies, since we were talking about that, like with The Exorcist,
Absolutely.
Poltergeist, stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Do you
Well-
think that's why we have like such a connection to certain movies?
Absolutely. So the whole hell and the whole devil and
Yeah.
demon mentality.
Because you even talked about Drag Me to Hell.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the whole idea, I mean, being raised Catholic, the first thing they tell you is if you're bad, you're going to hell. If you're doing this, you're going to hell. If you're not doing this, you're going to hell.
Yeah.
I mean, basically, if you're not doing whatever people are telling you to do,
Right.
you're going to hell.
Yeah.
Right? So, and hell is like this place that, I remember one time there was this guy who was trying to convert me or whatever, and trying to get me to join his whatever
you're
church.
living in sin.
Yes.
Okay, Mario. You're living in sin.
I live in sin every day. But anyway, so
He's getting a VIP table.
yes, VIP sin. Yeah,
With a
Satan's-
bottle and
Satan's
everything,
waiting for
just
you.
waiting for him. Like, here we go.
he'll be the first one there. So this is the funny part. Like he explained to me what hell was, and I remember it. And I was looking at him, and I was like, holy shit. Like, he was like, your skin is going to melt off, and then it's going to regrow, and that's going to happen over and over for all eternity. I mean,
So, like, you relive your own hell.
It was just
you didn't just laugh at his face?
Well,
that's what I would have done.
No, at the time, not as much, because I was still kind of like in between. I was kind of like, I believed and I didn't. So it was like, you know, he went in really like graphic. And I was like, God damn, that doesn't sound, you know, I don't want that.
Yeah.
You know, so there's a fear factor that makes you say, you know what, let me just, it's called the Pascal's wager. I don't know if you ever heard of it.
No, I have not.
So
that's
Pascal's
interesting.
wager is that if there is a God and you don't believe, you're going to go to hell. If there isn't a God and you don't believe, then you'll be fine. But if there is a God and you don't believe, you're going to go to hell. So why not just believe?
Yeah,
just in case.
Just in case, and you could make some money along the way too. You know, like
because
you can do
ultimately, at the end
business
of the
with
day,
other
you can always just say at the end of your life, you can say, "Listen, you know, I recognize that I've."
Hey, the Yankees won. I don't know.
Somebody won.
Okay.
So at the end of your life, you could say, you know what, fuck it, I believe, and you know, I give my life to Jesus or whatever religion you want.
That goes back to like folklore, like you were talking about.
Business.
Just in case, cover my bases.
Yeah.
But I mean, that doesn't seem sincere to me.
It's not. But like, if you go back to Halloween and like the folklore, witches were burned at the stake.
Correct. But there's witches in the Bible.
They are.
We're supposed to kill them.
You're supposed to kill them. Why?
Because they're witches. Because they fuck the devil.
Is that what it was?
That's it. They're in cahoot with the devil.
They're in cahoot with the devil.
It's probably just a woman who's gay and prefers women, and she likes to mix up a lot of herbs. You know, she knows a few good herbs to help you when you're sick.
Herbs and spices.
And some guy with a big ego. Oh, she wasn't attracted to me, but she's good looking. What's wrong? She must be a witch. She has to be a witch.
Well, we all
she's
know.
She's probably just a gay woman
But we
who
know
knows a lot
nowadays
about
that the witch trials was all bullshit.
That's all it is. That's all it is.
But the thing is, the witch trials were about women that were just different. They had a different belief. They wanted to stand out.
Yeah, well, then that wasn't happening.
You're right. At that time, it was unfortunately. But you know what? But I can respect women that did that back then, that had the balls and the tits and the vagina to be like, you know what? We are different. And we have our sisterhood. We have a coven.
Yeah, but that wasn't going to swing at the time.
It wasn't going to. No, they swung the wrong way.
It barely swings today.
Yeah.
The guys,
it barely swings
the
today.
gay men were able to get away with it because then they would just become a priest, and you're a happy gay man being a priest.
Right.
You know?
So what was it different than witches?
Well, witches were supposed to become if you read the Renaissance and the Middle Ages, if you were gay, you became a priest, and if you were a lesbian, you became a nun.
Right.
If you didn't become those things, you were a witch.
But in Renaissance, if you were a witch, you became an advisor to the king and the queen. Did you not?
Not really.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
What? If you were a witch that they believed in,
but
that
you were
could
marginalized.
read,
You were
that
not
could read
part
the
of
future
court.
or tell them their future and their well-being.
You were not part of court.
You were never a part of the court. No, you're in the shadows.
You're in the shadows.
But you were there behind the king and the queen, 100% out of their every move.
This is a historically interesting thing. If you look at all...
Which is honestly where gypsies come from. Thank you very much.
Gypsies are dirty.
This is...
Except what's her name from that movie, from the green.
Elvira. I loved Elvira.
Elvira was a witch.
Elvira was awesome.
She was sexy.
She was very sexy. I don't have the boobs
I actually
for that.
met Elvira.
Yeah?
The actress.
The actress, really?
Yeah, I met her. I met her at
she was very sexy.
Comic-Con. Oh my god.
Oh, you went to Comic-Con?
Oh,
I'm dying to go to a Comic-Con.
I've been
I'm such
to
a nerd.
several Comic-Cons.
I'm dying to go to a
I went to San Diego Comic-Con, which is the best one.
I would love to go to that.
If you go to a Comic-Con, you got to go to San Diego.
Oh yeah.
That's the one you want to go.
That's on my to-do list before I die.
And let me tell you, I met her, and she was probably in her 60s when I met her, and she was drop dead gorgeous.
She looked great at any age.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
Is she still alive?
She's probably still alive.
I think she's now, what, 75?
Probably, but she was gorgeous. I mean, she's a redhead.
Naturally, she's a redhead?
Natural redhead.
Wow.
White as a fucking paper.
Okay.
blue eyes, red hair. I mean,
Beautiful
tall.
woman.
She
yeah.
was. She didn't have her hair black. At
No,
Comic-Con?
no. She was just dressed normally, and
Yeah.
she signed autographs. I have a picture.
Well,
of
that
her.
goes back to like the whole Addams family, like Morticia.
Yeah.
I mean, the actress is not very pretty.
Now let me ask you.
naturally, but Morticia, like the way
What
she
did you think Morticia was in the end? So, like for example, the butler was obviously Frankenstein. He was the dead zombie.
Oh, right.
Right.
Mhm.
The kid was a werewolf. The father-in-law was a vampire. The
Yes.
mother was a witch.
Yeah.
Gomez was what, and what was his wife?
I think Morticia was just the lover of the dead. Which is where I think the name Morticia comes
Interesting.
from. The lover of the dead. Yeah.
That makes sense.
That kind of makes sense.
You know, if I
Never
want to
thought
think
of it that way.
yeah, if I want to think of the name and what she represented, she loved the darkness because the darkness brought light to their relationship, their passion and everything. And that's why I'm thinking mortician.
From Mortician.
I feel it's like, you know, the love of the dead. You know.
I saw her like a Llorona.
Oh no, like Llorona?
Llorona, like crying.
Like the
all
Mexican
time?
Llorona?
Yeah.
No way.
Like I saw like that kind of
Really?
amalgamation of that.
Oh no, I saw Morticia like just like a
Like oh,
sexy, like just like the lover of
No,
the
she
dead.
was,
That's why she was that's why she was great in a cemetery. Like their date night was in a
Cemetery,
cemetery,
yeah.
having some wine or
With
a
Gomez.
cocktail
What
with
about Gomez? What about Gomez?
Gomez, I feel, was like almost like
Like a serial killer? Or?
I saw him like a sociopath slash undertaker-ish kind of loving kind of man. I always found him to be very sexy. So
Well, the whole relationship. Was
I'm sorry. People talk
No, no, you don't
about
have to be sorry about it.
They're very romantic.
Yes, I
with one
would say
another.
people would say, "Oh, I want the princess and
Yeah.
the prince of Disney." And no, I want Morticia and her fucking husband. That's the kind of relationship I want.
They
Like,
definitely got down to it.
oh my god, they were so passionate, so loving.
Did you watch Wednesday the
Yes,
series?
I did the series. Yes.
What did you think of it?
I think it was like a nice remake. I thought
Yeah?
it was cute.
I didn't like it.
Really?
Yeah,
I thought it was cute.
until the part that she danced. I didn't really
Oh,
like
I
it.
liked that she was like, oh.
The dancing was good. That was the only part that I
So,
liked.
My
like-
girlfriend tried to make me watch it. I
You don't want to watch it.
Right?
I didn't want to watch it.
What about Stranger Things?
Oh, I love Stranger Things. I'm such a nerd.
That's a fucking
Stranger
awesome.
Things is a phenomenal
I mean, I saw
kinda
like
like
the
an
first
nostalgic,
and second
right?
season.
It's so nostalgic.
Yeah, the nostalgia
If
is
you
awesome.
were raised in the 80s and the 90s and all that, oh my god, it's so nostalgic. The music, the
bicycles,
clothes,
the
the bicycles,
clothing,
the games, the storyline,
Walkman,
the Walkmans, the
Yeah.
way they would talk to each
Yeah.
other. Oh my
Yeah,
god,
you
no, it
can't
was
help
great.
but be nostalgic with that series.
With Stranger Things, no, I freaking fell. I can't wait for this
You
new
want to hear the
season.
weirdest shit in the world?
What?
You know what one of my favorite movies is?
What?
You're never gonna guess in a million years.
Hook.
No, bring it on.
Bring it on! What the hell?
Is that the high school girls?
The high school, like, really? What the hell? Were you a cheerleader in
I don't
another
know.
life?
What
that was
the
the dancing competition one, right?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
don't know. Bring it. I mean, I don't know. There's just
Do I
something
have to
about
get
that
you to
movie.
dance on the next episode
I don't
and
know
do a
what it is.
choreography or something?
I don't know. Huh? Brr, it's cold in here. There must
Wait.
be some Toros
Oh,
in the air.
oh my gosh,
Oleo,
I
oleo.
can't. Oh Lord. Oh, he was a cheerleader in another life. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. I
That
don't
is
know. I don't know.
insane.
I don't know why. There's just again. I think it's nostalgic of the era. You know, when
Yeah.
I went to high school, it was such a clique.
Yeah.
It was so defined. You know, there was the groups. You know, the jocks.
Oh yeah.
I was a jock, obviously, and
No.
you were a jock too.
Swimmer, you were swimmer jock.
Yeah, you were
That's
a
a little
jock.
bit different.
It's the same shit. It's the
different
same-
than football jock. Football jocks were different.
I don't know. I got laid just as much as you did. So, hey, yo. But it wasn't even about that. It was
Okay.
just about you were just. It was so defined. You know, it's like the jocks here.
Can I tell you one of my all-time favorite movies? And
Go
it goes
for it.
back to like where we were talking about like religion, spookiness, everything. And it has one of my favorite actors. May he rest in peace. What Dreams May Come.
What dreams may
dreams
come.
may
What Dreams May Come.
With,
Have you guys ever seen it with Robin Williams?
Really? That's
To
your favorite
me-
movie?
Wow, I don't think I've seen that
To me,
one.
that
I
is
have.
my
That's-
top 5
Really?
favorite movies outside of like Scarface, The
fuck
Godfather,
outta here.
you know, stuff like that. What
Okay,
Dreams
what
May
was the
Come.
one where...
That was kind of a freaky movie, though.
Well, the
Exactly
Dead
my
Poets-
point. Talking
was-
about like spookiness,
That
and you
shit
talk about
was freaky.
consciousness.
But what about the Dead Poets Society?
Oh, phenomenal movie.
Yeah.
With
That was
Robin
with
Williams
Robin
as
Williams.
well.
Yeah. Yes. That
That's
was-
in my top 5 as well.
that
Dead
I
Poets
remember.
Society, if you
What
have not
do you
seen it.
think about him committing suicide?
A mí me dolió
Yeah.
en el alma.
Right?
I mean,
One of the happiest.
one of the what we thought was the happiest person.
Yeah, right?
Great comedian, great actor. This is an actual actor. Like he went from kooky, funny to downright psychotic, serious, like psychopath.
So I have a friend. He's
and
an
that's
ar-
why if you haven't seen What Dreams May Come,
No, you have to
please watch it.
Absolutely.
It's so
And it's beautiful.
it's a beautiful
beautiful-
movie. It's about religion, spirituality, consciousness, mindfulness.
But you know
emotion.
when I knew that there was something wrong when I watched him do the one that he's a doctor, Snatch or Patch.
Patch.
Yeah, when
There
he
was
helping-
something very
He acted
wrong.
like a clown.
Yeah, but that movie was sad as hell.
Oh, I cried like a
There
baby.
was no laughing there. There was no laughing.
He was funny,
But it
but,
was
you had
also
to
a
cry at the
beautiful
end.
movie.
Yeah, but it
Sometimes
was
he really
there was
helped
so
Yeah.
there was so much. It wasn't like Good Morning Vietnam or all
Good
this other.
morning, Vietnam. Yeah.
But, so anyway, so I have a friend. He's an artist.
Yeah.
He's an amazing guy, Bob DeYoung. I have some of his paintings here. He's been around, the block a few years. He's, probably up in his 80s. I will have him in the podcast, hopefully.
This is
soon.
a gray-haired guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's an amazing guy. He tells you stories, So this is a guy that he says, one of these guys that
Yeah.
just doesn't conform to society at
Okay.
all. He's an artist. He's built homes for like Robert De Niro
Wow.
and Al Pacino. and,
Nice.
this guy, he's been around the block.
Top tier, yeah.
Top
Okay.
tier, but he tells you the story not from the point of view that look what I've succeeded in.
Yeah.
He doesn't give a shit about it.
Yeah.
Look what I've done
Yeah.
is what he tells you.
Okay.
Look at this rock, the way I put it. And you're like, dude, you've been talking to Robert De Niro. He's like, no. For fuck Robert De Niro. Look at
Yeah.
the rock.
Yeah.
And you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
And it's just, his art is amazing. I mean, he just throws some colors on a canvas and it's amazing. I don't know how he does it. I'm a frustrated artist.
Okay.
I do my best to do art, but
Yeah.
it doesn't come
But-
out the way that way.
But you were asking me about Robin Williams and how he passed away.
Hmm.
Do you feel like as an artist, in his position, being a comedian and actor, as an artist, do you feel like sometimes like you hide
Yes,
a lot
Absolutely.
from society?
especially comedians.
Especially
I think
comedians?
comedians are the saddest people on earth
Hmm.
in general.
It's part of why
Yeah.
they become comedians.
Correct.
It's a coping mechanism.
Yeah, it's a coping mechanism. And not only that, they laugh at they criticize and laugh at
Yeah.
society.
Right.
And so they see things that you and I don't see.
Yeah.
George Collins?
Oh, yeah. Mhm.
I mean, talk about
Yeah.
seeing shit that we don't see.
Right.
I mean, he was like a prophet. Mm-hmm. I mean, you look at his old stuff and you look at what's going on today, and you're like, hey, damn.
Yeah.
So one of the stories that Bob would tell us, we talked about it. We talk about it extensively. Is that one night they were having a dinner, and it was again Robert De Niro, Al Pacino. I mean,
Wow.
all these big monster guys. And Robert Williams walks in, like late, like an hour late into the dinner. He said he walked in, and it was like a machine gun of jokes. He just could not stop. And everybody, there was nobody in the room, the waiters, everybody was laughing so hard
Yeah.
that they felt like vomiting.
He was so good.
Like he could not stop. He
So
was
good.
worse in life. Like he
Yeah.
was worse in private
Yeah.
than he was in the show.
Wow.
Like on a television or a show, whatever, he was kind of contained. But in real life, like
Yeah.
in just in general setting, I would give everything I have to interview Robert Williams
Oh my gosh.
and
yeah.
have him be himself.
Yes. Yeah.
He was just a machine of thought.
Oh no, he
He
was
had references
spot on.
after references after references.
Spot on. He was.
If you
just-
watch Aladdin,
oh, he created Aladdin.
oh my God,
He was the
you were
genie.
peeing
He did
yourself.
everything.
You were laughing about a joke. He was already telling you the next joke.
Yes, no, he was
He's
just
a
phenomenal.
machine gun.
I mean, honestly, and again, rest in peace. And I'm so sorry for like the decision that he made for
Yeah.
whatever reason, but I'm so sad that we lost him
Yeah.
because and I wonder, see, that's the thing too, that's the dark side. Like, I'm sorry, I know it's Halloween and everything,
we're
but
talking about
but that's the darkness and the spookiness. Is like, that's the dark side of, like you were saying, like about comedy and about these actors. They put smiles on our faces and they make us laugh and they make us forget about reality, but what's their reality really like?
It's a tough life.
And especially for him to take his own life.
So Herman and I did stand-up comedy. I don't know if you knew that.
Oh no, I did not know that.
So he did it first. I did it second. And
Yeah, but my short, I had a very short life. Very short. Very short
Do you
life
have a
in
clip?
stand-up
Do you have a
comedy.
clip?
No, I did one
No?
time.
No?
I did
I
stand-up
have a clip.
one
I
time
have
when
two
I
clips.
took that course at the Improv, and it really made me have tremendous respect for stand-up comedians.
yeah.
I really do admire
Oh,
them.
oh,
It's not easy
absolutely.
to do
Absolutely.
at all. I really have a lot of respect.
I had a
for
little
stand-up
bit better
comedians.
success. It's just not
Okay.
so much more.
Okay.
So I did have a little bit more success, and then I did it for I think a year.
Okay.
So I did the same course he did in improv. They give you a course, and they teach you
Yeah.
the different types of comedy you could do. Blah, blah, blah. So I kind of.
I did that in school.
You
Yeah.
did? Okay.
Yeah, I did.
So I've never done theater. I've never done anything public.
I'm another thespian.
Yeah, are you?
I am.
Oh,
Yeah.
My
I'm
son's
a thespian,
My
yeah.
son's a thespian.
Yeah.
I used to think it was a lesbian, but
my
he's
son
not.
too.
Thespian. Don't get it wrong.
My son was a lesbian, actually.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Yeah.
But anyway, so the interesting part is that you build a rapport with other comedians.
Yes.
But I noticed that probably, I would say, about 90% of the comedians have deep-rooted issues.
Okay.
Like, I'm talking like major fucked up issues. I
Yeah.
didn't have that.
Yeah.
So it was very hard for me to pull
And like, okay.
comedy out of
Yeah.
normal things.
Yeah.
So I made fun of things not as much as pulling out of things.
Yeah.
And if you look at most comedians nowadays, they talk about the family. That's a very typical thing.
Yeah,
my
yeah.
kids, my wife.
Right, of course, yeah.
I like girls. I like women, but I'm
Yeah.
married. I can't touch them.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like obvious. But the good comedians,
Yeah.
they get dark.
Oh yeah.
They get really dark.
Very dark. That
You know,
dark
they
humor.
They talk about suicide. They talk
Yeah.
about death. They talk about Benghazi. They get really
It's that
into
dark humor.
It's dark as fuck.
Yeah.
But I think ultimately, at the end of the day, comedians are an important part of society
Mm-hmm.
because they give you a look of the darkness
Yeah.
with a sense of humor.
Right.
Without that sense of humor,
Yeah.
you would never even think about that.
Did you guys see that? One of those dark humor jokes, like, what's the difference between Anne Frank and Santa?
Oh,
Anne Frank and Santa.
go for it.
Do you
This
know
can
the
be a
difference
dark one.
between Anne Frank and Santa?
No, go for it. What is it?
It's how they went in and out of the chimney.
Hey, yo.
It's that dark humor. I'm sorry. Don't kill me. Don't hate me.
No. I hope there's not
I saw it on Instagram. I'm sorry. Dude, but it's that dark humor that it's
That's
like, bro,
dark.
it's
Yeah,
fucked
that's
up.
very dark.
But
I
For
remember.
sure.
I remember when I was. I remember when I was in high school. It was all about the garbage part, the garbage pail kids. I don't know if you remember.
No, I don't know
I
There
what
was
that
the
is.
there was the Cabbage Patch dolls,
Oh,
Cabbage
Cabbage
Patch,
Patch
yeah.
dolls.
but
yeah,
then it
yeah,
was
yeah.
the garbage pail kids.
Yeah.
Garbage pail.
It was
kids.
horrible,
Oh my god.
and there was all these jokes about
And
like.
again, don't hate me for that joke.
These-
I
the
just
images, the little
repeated it.
cards.
Yeah, yeah, it was
Oh.
horrible. It was
Yeah.
horrible.
That was.
And then it was like then all the jokes started, and it was
Oh,
like
wow.
what's dead and what's worse than the pile of dead babies.
What's worse than a pile of dead babies?
A pile of dead baby, one live baby in the bottom eating his way up. It's terrible. It gets worse.
That's dark humor, but
Yes, yes.
okay, it is what it is.
But you know,
I get it.
I think at the end of the day, when it comes to comedy,
Yeah.
I think the job of the comedian is to bring forth today's woes in
Yeah.
a funny and a way that
Oh,
you can
yeah.
digest it.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean,
Do you
look, if
remember
you're
Robin
dead-
Williams and Mark and Mindy?
Oh my God.
Oh
yes.
yeah,
Classic.
Alien. But think about it. If you're dead, would you care if they made fun of you
No,
like that?
not really.
I mean, I
You're
would.
dead. I mean, you're not gonna really care. I'm glad that you're talking about me after I die.
Yeah.
One way or the other.
Yeah.
I think
So-
I think one of the reasons why I started doing the podcast was because of the realization that one day I'm not going to be here, and this is going to be here, and whether it affects somebody or doesn't,
Yeah.
it doesn't really matter. There's a movie called, I'm probably going to butcher this. It's from Night Shyamalan.
Okay.
It's called The Princess of the Sea or The Princess of the Lake or something
Okay.
like that. So where the movie is kind of not that great, but there's a part in the movie that I really liked. That it was about, there was a guy that wrote a book, and this book was going to influence this person in the future, and this person was going to become the president of the United States, and this person was going to like fix a lot of society's problems. And the only reason why he was going to become this person and all that was based on him reading this book. So the way I see it is that if you don't have a record of your thoughts and actions and way of seeing things, so
Like,
you know,
how does it progress?
correct. So
Right.
for example, if I never record myself
Yeah.
thinking or saying the things I think or the things
Right.
that you know, I mean, we're
Yeah.
not trendy. We don't talk about hardcore shit. We don't really go into politics or religion or anything like that.
Yeah.
We are what we are.
Yeah.
So, you know, I don't know, maybe 100 years from now,
Yeah.
they'll look back at this podcast and go, these were like the normal people, like in
Yeah.
you know what I mean? In the 21st century, this is where people were like, and there's a record of it. So if you don't do it, there's
Yeah.
no record of it. But if you do it, now there's a record of it.
So I have a question. Since
Go
we're
for it.
talking about Halloween, let's
Okay.
bring it back to Halloween.
Halloween trick or treat.
Do you believe in El Dia de los Muertos,
That's an
the
interesting.
Mexican tradition,
That's an interesting story.
which is All Hallows Eve
yeah.
was to
When
celebrate
when the line between the dead
the
and
line between the dead and alive can walk the earth. El Dia de los Muertos
Yeah, no.
in
Dia de los
Mexico.
Muertos, November 1st.
El
Or
Dia
is
de
it
los
the
Muertos
31st?
is at the end of October till the beginning of November in Mexico.
Right.
Because they start with the pets
Yeah.
and they have like an
then
altar
they-
for like
yeah.
everybody, you know.
Yeah.
So do you feel like, as far as Halloween is concerned and El Dia de los Muertos, do you think there's an alignment where maybe for us Halloween night is a night where the dead can walk amongst the living?
Well, I think there's definitely. I mean, if you think about Halloween, there's definitely a pagan. So Halloween comes from paganism. Paganism, basically, what they call paganism is the Nordic, Viking, and then it was adopted by the Romans, and then the Romans modified it.
Yeah.
The same thing with Christmas. Christmas and Halloween were both adopted.
Yeah.
Romans didn't celebrate Christmas.
Right.
Christmas is basically the same thing as Halloween.
Yeah.
It was adopted because during the time of December, November, October, and December,
Okay.
it was winter. There was not much to do.
Yeah.
So, and they had already stocked up in food and wine and stuff like that. So they had nothing to do, and they was just sitting around and they would just get drunk and fucking party.
Yeah.
So, it's an amalgamation of ideas and thoughts that then transformed into a commercial activity, which is what Halloween is today.
But do you think there's a night or a Day of the Dead?
No, I don't really think there's a moment in the year
Yeah.
that the veil between the dead and the living.
Okay. What about
You know.
you, Herman? Come on.
I mean, if you believe it strongly enough, you create it. So
One of those.
you create it.
Don't be like that.
Wow.
All right, so in Mexico, the Day of the Dead, I know it's a big cultural thing. I think it's a
Huge.
beautiful thing.
Huge.
I think it's by a.
I think it's about
I would
remembering
love
the
to go to
dead.
Mexico City for Dia de los Muertos because I feel like
That
it's such
would
a
be
beautiful
fun. That
cultural
would be
thing.
fun. Yeah.
Like, es una belleza what they do.
Yeah.
And here, as for us in Halloween, if it's the one night where the dead can walk amongst the living, then
I mean, when you say it like that, it sounds kind of creepy. I think
that's
at the end of the
Halloween.
day, we miss our loved ones
No.
that are no longer with us.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I recently lost my mom about maybe 3 years ago, and no,
Sorry.
2 years ago. So you know, I think that people are different.
Yeah.
You know, this is something I've talked to a few people about. I think that there is a time in your life when you have your parents and when you don't have your parents. And I think that when you lose your parents, you
Yeah.
become a different person.
Yeah.
Being that maybe your parents were, you know, stopping you from developing, or maybe your parents were the ones pushing you to develop. Either or,
Yeah.
you know, it depends on the parents.
Yeah.
But I think that ultimately, at the end of the day, you miss people that are no longer here, and it makes you realize how not immortal you are.
Correct.
Because ultimately, at the end of the day, we're all there's one thing that we know, that, you know, death and taxes. We know
Yeah.
that's going to happen, right?
Correct.
We're going to
Yeah.
get taxed and we're going to
Yep.
die.
Right.
So I think ultimately, you know, it's one of those questions, one of those things that you get into it,
Yeah.
and you think about, you know, you think about your immortality.
Yeah.
You know, as you get older, you know, when you're young, you think you're immortal. Then you start getting into your 30s, 40s, and
Right,
50s,
right.
and you start thinking about, you know, shit, I only have maybe another 30,
Yeah.
40 years
Yeah.
that I can enjoy myself. So what am I going to do with those 30, 40 years?
Yeah.
Am I going to make them worthwhile, or am I just going to coast through them and disappear? Which is ultimately what's going to happen. You know, I think the majority of people, if you think about it, disappear. You know, the majority of the population goes through life
Yeah.
with no much really to offer.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, I've been criticized a few times. You know, I've seen the comments. Oh, another podcast, another this, another
Yeah.
that, and I go, yeah, you're right. It's not Joe Rogan. It's not political. It's not religious. There's not really a definition to what we're doing.
Yeah.
But what we're doing is we're sharing our thoughts and
That's
ideas
right.
and what we
freely.
are.
Yeah.
And we are not trying to be. We're not trying to get the clicks. We're not trying to get the likes. We're just being ourselves.
Correct. 100%.
And if people enjoy it, great. And if
Yes.
people don't enjoy it, that's great too.
Right,
You
too.
know, nobody's
Of course.
telling you that you have to.
like,
you know.
everybody doesn't like Halloween, but we do.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
So,
It can be fun.
Yeah,
can be very
absolutely.
fun.
So, if you could say something about Halloween what makes Halloween such a different holiday than any other holiday compared to Christmas?
because it's so,
What is it about Halloween that you find attractive?
because it's so spiritual, and it's when people can embrace what they call the dark side, that they feel is a taboo to embrace it in their daily lives.
What about
That's
you,
for me.
Herman? What do you like about Halloween? Don't say that sexy girls dressed up. I know that's what you think.
That's a good part of it.
Yes, I know how you think.
But yeah, I mean, Halloween is a fun tradition. It's enjoyable. You tend to be more into it when you're younger, and you know, it's something I like to go with the flow and participate in to a certain point. You're not gonna catch me down by,
Yeah, got you anywhere.
you know,
Hopefully.
you're not gonna. I mean, might I dress up? Yeah, of course I dressed up today. So yeah, it
You
can be
almost
fun.
died dressing up.
It can be
You're
fun for sure.
Suffocated.
It was a
Aquaman
It's a
almost
good
died
time.
above
Aquaman
water.
was out of the water too long.
Yeah, I
He
was
was
out of the
above
water
water way
too long.
too
I had
long.
to take the costume off. I was
He
dying.
needed oxygen.
Thor, however,
Arr.
is still on power.
Woo!
I'm gonna go jump in the lake in a minute.
What do you think of? What do you think of Odin and Thor and the mythology of? See,
I love Greek mythology.
Well, it's
so.
not Greek. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to correct you. It's not
Roman
Greek.
mythology.
It's not Roman either.
Where the fuck did it come from?
It comes from the Vikings.
Oh, the Vikings. Manda pinga. Okay, my
It's
bad.
not
The Vikings.
same thing.
Okay.
It's not the same thing.
Okay.
So this is a funny thing. So I studied theology. This is
How
what-
do we go from closing
No,
Halloween
but this is
to
what I'm
this
saying. This
shit?
is what- wait, hold on. So this is the funny thing.
Yeah.
Ragnarok. You ever heard Ragnarok?
Ragnarok.
You've
yeah.
heard of it. You heard of it.
The murders in Virginia?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
So
Jesus.
sorry. We're talking about Halloween.
That
I'm
was
sorry.
one of the.
It was one of the biggest murder
Vikings-
mysteries in Virginia.
So the difference between mythology, when you talk
mythology.
about Zeus and Thor,
Zeus.
today nowadays we
Yes.
call it mythology.
Yeah.
But in reality, that was a religion.
Correct.
In the Roman times and in the Viking times, they thought Thor was the real shit.
Yes.
When Thor got pissed, lightning.
Yeah,
would-
lightning
all of that.
struck,
So,
the whole
okay.
thing. Right.
So this is the funny thing. So in Norse mythology,
Yeah.
there is a thing called etrigan. No, is it etrigan? I don't forget the name of it. So it's a tree. It's a giant tree, and it's the tree of knowledge.
Ah, okay.
And it's a tree that connects different worlds.
Okay.
So when the Christians came to the north and
Okay.
started taking over,
Okay.
they started talking about Adam and Eve and what was in the Garden of Eden.
Vagina?
No,
Oh.
there was a vagina. There was one vagina.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Tree of knowledge.
The tree,
The tree of knowledge, right.
And the northern they believed that Ragnarok destroyed their religion, and then the tree of knowledge became the tree of knowledge of the Christians.
Okay.
And that's why a lot of Nordic people became Christians. And they converted to Christianism
Okay.
because they thought that their religion was dead. Odin was dead, Thor was dead,
Yeah.
Loki was dead, all their deities were dead.
Yeah.
And they had to become Christians.
Got it.
So the Christians took advantage of that, their mythology,
Okay.
and introduced a new one. It's a very interesting.
I see that.
You know,
all to control the masses.
Yeah, of course,
To control
of course,
the masses.
of course.
It's all just made up BS. I mean, that's all
Okay, but
religion
going back
ever
to
is.
Halloween, bro. It's a Halloween fucking episode, guys.
So, do you believe in?
Let's go back to
Have you ever
meat.
been to? I've been to where the pumpkin guy is. What is it called? No, it's
Old Hallows Eve?
no, it's
That's Halloween.
where the
All right.
pumpkin head throws at
Salem?
No, not Salem. Salem is
The Headless
vampires.
Horseman.
The Headless Horseman. Wasn't
Sleepy
that
Hollow.
insane? Oh,
Sleepy
Sleepy
Hollow.
Hollow. Yeah,
I've
yeah.
been
the
to
Headless
Sleepy
Horseman.
Hollow.
No way.
It's a real place in is it Vermont or is it Stanford? In Greenwich. It's in that area. It's fucking gorgeous.
Oh, wow.
Dude, let me tell you a place I want to visit, that I really want to visit, that I find absolutely fascinating, is the story of the Native Americans,
Oh boy.
the Choco culture. It's Choco. Choco. Choco culture.
Okay.
Let me
Okay.
tell you, this is fascinating.
Fascinating. Hurry up because we gotta finish. Fascinate fast.
Fascinating. Okay, here's the thing.
I'm already fascinated about it.
No, but these people, these people lived in the Americas. Hey, stop it with the little.
It's just fascinating.
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 These people live
Say it
like
one more time.
I can't believe you
what
said
is it,
that.
Arizona?
You're an asshole.
Somewhere around there in the Southwest. Get this. Okay.
What did they
So, the religious elite would have to pray to bring in the rain, right? I'm not gonna finish the story. Then you can kiss my ass. You can kiss my ass.
You're such an asshole. You're an asshole. Fascinate
Go for
fast.
it, go
Oh
for
my
This is the
God.
place I want to visit.
Okay.
They have the Choco culture where they have these houses that had been there. This is before the Europeans came.
Yeah.
The Indians were farming. They had to farm because they've hunted out all the wild animals. And so the religious elite would get like the good animals to eat,
I think we
and
lost
the
it.
peasants were farmers.
Yes.
And they would eat the
This story
wheat,
is very
the
long.
grains,
Very long
vegetables.
story. Very long story.
And what ended up happening, of course, is that the peasants were really upset because the religious elites weren't bringing the rain because there was a big drought.
Motherfuckers. Always
was a
the
big
elites.
drought.
Never doing what they're supposed to.
So the religion,
Promise kept,
wasn't-
promise kept.
the religion was not
Working.
panning out. It was
Yeah.
not working. It was
Right.
not raining. They
Right.
couldn't raise their crops.
So they killed everybody.
And they rebelled and they went and they killed all the religious elite.
I told you.
Yep.
Stop that.
So what's the point of the story? Because right now I'm
It was a
dying.
revolution.
Oh, okay.
Before the Europeans came,
Okay.
they found one room where they found 17 of the religious elite dead.
Okay.
And they
Right.
were all taller, healthier than the peasants, because the peasants have been eating junk for years and generations, and the religious elite were very powerful.
Can we move it?
And so they got killed off.
Okay.
And they got killed off because they were eating all the meat.
It's not exciting. It's not exciting.
No, it is
Okay.
exciting. It was a revolution. It was a revolution. I find it
I'm sorry to the
fascinating.
viewers. I'm so sorry right now. I don't know why I invited him. the Pookie Pookie, what they call it?
I'm
The
so
Pookie-
sorry. That shit was too funny.
Is it the Pookie Pookie? What's it?
Oh, man.
So you know, so,
I'm not as drunk as you two are.
So
That's
I
the
will
problem.
tell
no,
you-
it's not
I will-
that. It's
I
just,
will-
it was
I just
fucking
got a cigar
hilarious.
buzz.
yeah. I will tell you an interesting story.
Oh
So-
Lord. Oh God.
So there were supposedly giants, redhead giants,
oh my Lord.
in the plains of Arizona.
On HBO.
No, this is a real thing.
Oh, okay.
So supposedly, the Indians, the Native Americans. I'm sorry, I take that back. That was horrible. I should not say Indians because
Columbus.
yeah, that guy
That,
called them Indians, and they're not
what
Indians.
does this have to do with Halloween?
Because it's a monster story.
Oh,
So
okay, it's a
it's-
monster
So
story.
there
I'm
was
sorry, I'm sorry.
supposedly these
Religion.
giants that were like 7-8 feet tall, redheads that
Redheads.
used to eat
Gingers.
Native Americans.
Okay.
They were cannibals, and they actually have a fought with them
Yeah.
and stuck them into a cavern
Okay.
and killed them all and turned it into fire.
Okay.
This is a real story. It's a real story.
Yeah. Mine was real story too.
Yeah, but yours was boring as fuck.
No, it wasn't.
So, on that note, thank you for joining us.
So would you dress up as a Native American, or was that like rude?
I would dress up like a nice Indian girl. Yeah.
I don't know, because they say sometimes
You know what I would dress up as?
What?
Wednesday in
When-
Adam's Family
I
when she
think-
was the Indian girl.
that
Like that.
in the movie. She
In the
was an
movie.
Indian girl.
Remember when
She
she had
dressed
like
up
the
as an Indian
pigtails and she
girl?
was all serious, like, you know.
Well,
The
interesting.
Americans killed this and that.
What's
like,
your
you know.
okay? Before we end the show of Halloween,
Yeah.
trick or treat, happy Halloween. Give me something good to eat. I'll fuck up your house. What's your favorite monster of all time?
Favorite monster?
Monsters. They got
Monster?
Godzilla, Alien. What's your monster?
I was never into monsters.
Come on,
I don't
you
know.
gotta-
My mother?
you
no,
gotta
I'm
have a
kidding.
monster. Oh, shit.
No, I'm just kidding.
Mommy
dark
dearest.
side comes out.
Mommy dearest.
Sorry.
That could be a
Dark
monster.
side. Yeah.
My mother-in-law, and it's actually worse.
Mother-in-law. I hope you're not watching this.
Yeah, no, she won't. She doesn't understand
Mom.
it.
Oh shit. Okay.
Monster,
No monster. You don't have any monster.
No, I don't have a monster.
Frankenstein. No.
No, I don't have a monster.
Godzilla. No monster.
No monster.
Alien.
No,
Nothing. The Blob.
no, I was never
Really?
into that shit. No.
Really? No monsters at
no
all?
No monsters.
You don't like monsters. What about you, Herman? Any favorite monsters?
Quite frankly, for me, I mean, yes, Godzilla was fun to watch. I love
Godzilla was
Godzilla
fucking
movies.
phenomenal.
However,
Oh, okay.
I still think, like, going back to one of my favorite sci-fi horrors was definitely Prometheus, and the one that came after that, where
Aliens.
humans created aliens
Humans
to kill
or
people.
I gotta watch that. Yeah.
Like, oh, that was
Okay.
so good.
What about you?
Because it was a human creation.
What about
and
you?
I thought that was phenomenal.
I don't know, but see, the See, for me, the ultimate monster was The Thing from John Carpenter.
Okay.
That was an alien.
Carpenter?
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 Carpenter? And it was an alien that could imitate any life form
Yeah.
and could hide inside. That to me, that is the freakiest shit in the world. Because you don't know. Like right now, he could be an alien and we don't know.
Got it.
Right?
So's my mother-in-law. But,
Yeah, there you go.
you know,
So,
we
you
don't
never
know. We don't know.
So I mean, I think that the monster within is
Yeah.
always the scariest monster.
Oh, 100%.
The monster you don't know it's a
100%.
monster, because a monster that you can see is a monster.
Right.
It's
the
easy to
scariest is the
identify.
one that you don't see coming.
The monster you don't see coming. That,
Yes.
and no pun intended on
No
the
pun
coming
intended
part,
on that one. No.
but definitely is.
yes.
So, Misconnected.
yes.
Thank you so much for being here
Thank
tonight.
you for having me.
It-
Happy Halloween to
Happy
everyone.
Halloween to everybody.
Happy
Witches
Halloween.
and bitches, do
Witches and
a
bitches.
phenomenal.
Witches and bitches.
Have a great time.
That is amazing. I love that.
Witches and bitches, have a great time.
That should be your tagline.
Witches and bitches.
Herman Deal.
Happy Halloween, anyone,
Fact-
everyone. This
what
has
is it?
been
What is it?
fun.
Fact? What is it?
Subconsciousfat.com.
I will never
my
get that.
newsletter.
It'll take me like 30 years.
Well, where I argue with someone called Mr. Skeptical.
Mr.
And we
Skeptical.
argue back and forth. And I actually got
Is that like a Jekyll and Hyde kind
Did
of
you see
situation?
the last one?
I did.
I got political.
I did. I saw that.
The only one
Were you
ever I
pissed at
did that was
yourself?
political.
How does that work?
Okay, that's the other episode, okay?
That's an
It's
amazing.
another
That is
episode.
Like he
different episode.
literally has his.
Yeah.
He fights with
Okay, and
himself.
Thor, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling very shiny. I feel like I should go and fight something.
Are you going to use that hammer later
I'm
on
gonna
tonight?
hammer the shit out of something. I don't know. what it is.
Watch out, Roxana.
Roxy,
Watch
be
out.
I wanna
careful tonight, baby girl.
Yo.
Oh. So, happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween, everybody.
Happy Halloween.
Be safe. Don't eat apples with razor on it. And dress up like a slut. Everybody loves it. Yeah, awesome. Thank you.
Sure.
Have a good night.
Happy Halloween.
And put my hat on.
I can't believe you guys are such assholes.